if your body is aging too rapidly. You'll learn how making simple, precise changes in certain foods and supplements can, get this, slow your aging, keep you looking young, and help prevent future health issues. Next, Viome doctors design supplements specifically to your body's needs. Their job is to slow down and help reverse how fast your body is aging. And your Viome microbiome test reveals why you have stomach issues, don't sleep well, have low energy, even why you can't lose weight, and more. Viome reboots your body to live longer, live healthier, and look younger.
Viome is changing lives. Order your full body intelligence test online and save $50. Viome guarantees rapid, remarkable health improvements your doctor will notice. Visit Viome.com, promo code THRIVE. That's VIOME.com, promo code THRIVE.
Celebrate freedom from those old single-pane windows and that shabby front door with the beautiful designs from Renewal by Andersen. Why? Energy efficiency. It's good to know that Renewal by Andersen's acclaimed windows and doors offer excellent insulation, reducing energy loss and helping to lower your utility bills while maintaining a comfortable indoor temperature year-round, especially during these dog days of summer. Here's what Vincent had to say. Renewal by Andersen did an excellent job, excellent customer service, excellent attention to detail, excellent follow-up. I highly recommend Renewal by Andersen for all your door and window needs. And right now is a great time to get started. Buy 4 windows or doors and get the 5th free. Plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 18 months. Call Renewal by Andersen today for your free design consultation. It's simple. Dial pound 250 from your cell phone. That's pound 250. Say the keyword best windows and be connected in seconds. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news, commercial and SBA loan rates are falling too. Get a quote to refinance your business loan today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
ThatmortgageguyDon.com. To everyone who believes a good meal can always be made even better, come try our new chicken sandwiches at Culver's.
We've taken our classic chicken sandwich and brought it to the next level. I'm talking bigger, juicier chicken with crispier, crunchier breading. And it's all served on a buttery brioche bun and topped with crisp dill pickles, creamy mayo, and fresh lettuce and tomato. Even better, you can make any sandwich your own with a few extra toppings. Throw on some real Wisconsin cheddar cheese, add thick-cut bacon, or both. We'll make it fresh just for you, just the way you like it. Whether you go for crispy, spicy crispy, or grilled chicken, you're sure to enjoy your first bite and every bite after that. So are you ready to try our tasty take on a tried and true classic? We've got a table waiting with your name on it. From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Score limited time savings on your favorite snacks and drinks at Wawa. Whether you're craving a refreshing drink or a tasty treat, Wawa has you covered. Enjoy exclusive deals in-store or on the Wawa app, making it easier than ever to fuel your day without breaking the bank. Don't miss out on summer savings, perfect for road trips, beach days, or backyard hangs. Savor a summer of savings. Gotta have a Wawa.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GREEN. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers.
Junkie is on.
The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day.
The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Wednesday, July 9th, 2025. Lots to get to today from the Superman Super Woke controversy explained. You can keep your shoes on now at the airport, and an update on the search for the flash flood victims, plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane. What's happening? And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. Record your dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com right now. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right to the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Wednesday?
Yeah, not bad. Good. How the heck are you?
You know, good, hanging in there.
Always hanging in there. Like that
I
little
can't
kitten.
believe that I still have like some remnants of that damn cold. It's just so crazy to me. That's like
your
2
lungs
weeks
are
in.
filled with some hawks.
In the morning, it's gross. I hate to say it. I
hear ya.
Poor Courtney is like, there's Hawking and Lugan. And
she and Ashley could have a conversation about that.
Go ahead and add Nicole to that.
Me in the morning is just not a fun sight sometimes.
Hang on, if it's all three of us, can't we blame the profession? Can't we say,
Yeah.
actually?
I blame the profession on not being able to hear much anymore. And also my sense of humor has gotten to be a little bit more
Is it changing?
crude.
All right.
But no curse
that's
words
not-
involved.
No, that's not true. It's always been crude.
Thank you.
I think it's always been fairly crude at the least. All right, we got a lot to get into on a busy Wednesday. Sorry we were out yesterday. We had to do one of these, the whole go to HQ, all hands on deck. Let's talk about all the stuff going on kind of
Boy,
things.
did we talk. I thought for sure we'd be out 2 hours prior to our exit time.
Yeah, you know what? What's weird is whenever we go to those things, they're always so nice. The new boss, lady Judy, who ran the meeting, and did a great
Boss
job.
gal
Honestly,
Judy.
I don't kiss ass of the suits, but she did a good job running the meeting because sometimes we just get like so lost in the weeds in those things, and somebody's like, "Well, should we really be using the microphones we're using?" And then. Rabbit hole.
Let's go back to the planned schedule. Thank you.
What if we all use lavalier mics? And they're like, wait, what? No. She kept it on track. But whenever they have
We've
those
been
meetings,
using 12 gauge cables. We think that the gauge should change.
I know, it's basically that. But whenever we have those meetings, they had catering and stuff. And they had like some barbecue place.
Sonny's.
And they brought in the food. And I never eat at those things. And it always weirds at least a couple of people out if I don't eat at the meeting.
You know what weirded me out, and I've known you for 12 years now, is you loved that candy pile.
Oh, I had a good
you
time
went
with
to
it.
town.
I did.
I'm
Were you
like,
watching
what?
me?
No, you were talking, and I could hear that some hard candy was in your mouth. I'm like, I didn't take him as a eat consistent candy guy.
So, why aren't we doing it this way? Like, it seems like
What's your candy of choice, little sweet tooth?
They're doing that, and you should be doing it like this way.
There was a very reasonable pile of candy in front of me for the big meeting, and it was right in front of me, and I ignored like 99% of it, but I am such a sucker for those Lifesaver winter green.
Really?
Oh, yeah, those are nice.
Interesting.
I know it's the most basic bitch little snack in a pile you can have, but I'm like,
for me, I was thinking like there's an assortment of things, and there's a couple of one item on each of these candy piles that they kind of arranged around for us to enjoy during the meeting. That I thought,
thank you, Raquel.
This doesn't seem like something that I feel like I should be allowed to because it's there.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like something. If I had just walked into a meeting with a blow pop, just like,
what would you say about our bottom line?
I would say didn't touch any candy, but boy, did I go twice to get some pulled pork.
All the Sonny's food was fantastic.
They were weirded out at why my diet was only Lifesavers, single pack Lifesavers.
I think that's not on them or you, specifically.
No, it's on Sean for sure.
No. I think that
I was the only one who didn't eat, so that was the weird one.
Yes, but that's because people in this building are used to when there is free food available. You know, they used to have a phone system that had the all call button where you could talk through all the phones. And they'd be like, just want to know, everybody, that Sonny's has some barbecue food that is free right now in the floor kitchen.
And
there's a cattle
and
call.
Everyone slow just rushes it.
Yeah.
Like ants to a dead raccoon.
So I think they look at Sean not eating and they go, is this guy... Is he even one of us?
What's wrong with you?
He freaked everybody out just being in the building, I believe.
That does it sometimes. I don't think that should much more. I've been in the building twice in as many weeks.
Yeah.
I think we get a cardboard cutout of you.
I think people are going to get over that. Maybe not some people, according to yesterday, but most people are.
Yeah. So I think, and what I almost pitched this because the other reason you were in the building within the last week was we had to take some show photos, right?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And I thought just what would fit our show perfectly is if Sabrina and I posed with like a TV screen and just your face was on the TV.
Remotely in the promo photo?
It would just be like the perfect
don't tempt me.
Kind of I don't know, the perfect way to display or tell the picture with a picture, tell the story of how our show runs.
Yeah. I mean, my favorite thing in the world before we open the show officially here today, absolutely love. To me, she's the CEO of iHeartRadio, Raquel, who's always at these big like tune-up meetings that we do with all of iHeart and stuff.
She's the foundation, the glue.
And she is so good.
Oh, and when it's her job to pour the wine.
Okay.
But she's so good at getting at me and ribbing. She goes, well, it's a little cold in here. I was supposed to have a news junkie sweater, but I never got that.
Nope, she didn't. She goes, when I'm on vacation, I'm listening to you guys. I've talked to you and about you all the time.
She goes, what? What more do I have to do?
Right in everything that she said. Because if we go back in the text, I've told you guys thrice.
Yeah, this is on me. I took the lumps immediately. I was like, I'm so sorry. I completely forgot about that.
But who gets the blame? See you later, myself.
She's like, I don't know what I have to do. I'm like, what size are you? We're going to hook you up, Raquel. All right, we're going to make sure that happens.
Heard that
She's the
before,
best.
Rocky.
She's my favorite, I think. Anyways, we're back is the bottom line. And now it's time to get started. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great big wide world of ours. And I enjoyed this. I think most people in the White House would suggest that somebody made a huge mistake. All right. I'm shooting you straight here. This is the real deal. But what has apparently happened is somebody has told President Trump that technically, according to United States law, because he's the president, if he goes through any building like the Pentagon, Department of Defense, the IRS, if he goes through any government building and goes in anybody's office, if he sees something he likes, he can take it.
What? What do you mean? Where is that?
Somebody has told Trump. I'm being real with you. Somebody has told Trump, like, if you see something on any government property and you're like, damn, that is really nice. All you have to do, since you're the president, here's the law, you can take whatever you want. So now
that's insane.
Trump is doing office tours, and I think people are getting a little worried.
He's stealing already?
Hold on, listen up. Let's go to the White House. Here's what happened. Marco Rubio, rip your clock, buddy. I'm sorry that this happened to you.
No, Marco pointed it out. I was going to leave the clock. So as president, you have the power. If I go into the State Department or Department of Commerce or Treasury, if I see anything that I like, I'm allowed to take it.
I can take it.
So I'm in Marco's. I see this gorgeous clock, grandfather clock. And there it is. I said, Marco.
So he sees this clock, which is indeed a nice clock. Yeah. He's like, that's quite a nice clock. And not only does Trump say, like, good to be the president, I'm going to be taking this with me, but he also...
That's the clock there.
Yeah, that's the clock. He saw it. He was like, I'm the president. All of these little goodies are mine. I could take all of this stuff. Here we go. Let's go back to it.
I had to read him the rule and regulations. I said, Marco, I love this clock. Look at it. It's beautiful.
Someone's going to edit that audio.
The clock that's in the other room is incredible, and nobody gets to see it there. Marco, I tried to talk him into it first, and it sort of worked, and then I had to use a little more.
A little more, huh?
I'd love to take that clock out and put it in the cabinet room. He said, no, are you serious? I said, Marco, I have the right to do it, Marco. And he said, all right, what the hell?
So there they go.
Said, all right, what the hell? No, it's probably Marco Rubio's like thrice handed down generation to generation Rubio clock, and he just like stole it.
Technically, it's all government property, but
You can't
could
bring
you imagine
anything in from your house to decorate?
you could, but he wouldn't have the legal right to take that. But anything that's in these offices, he could take. Like, could you imagine if you were the iHeart CEO and you went to all these HQs across the country and you go, Mr. Bradshaw, that looks like a mighty fine chair you have there.
I'm going to try to convince you, but guess what? If you say no, I'm going to take it.
I'm going to roll it
I
on
love
out
the
of
Yankees
here.
table. It looks like he just cut a Yankee in half and
That's
put
right.
a table on.
Is that Jim Phillips a full-blown? I'm going to take it. Put it on.
Okay.
There's a giant Jim Phillips in the room.
Yeah, there's a cutout, the cardboard
every
cutout.
time I pass by that room, he's staring at me, and I feel like I can't look him in the eyes.
Well, there you go. If you would like to take control of your office, you as well can just wander around, go office to office.
Should I
and
try?
collect.
C-Lane, you want to play a game and see how much stuff we could rightfully take?
Go into Jack Bradshaw's office and say, according to law, I can take all of this stuff right now. Okay, some actual good news kicking us off today. I think it's some good news. I'm going to run the good news alert on this one. What are you doing? Yeah.
Good news alert. Good news alert.
Thank you, Frankie.
Good
And
news
honestly,
alert.
the bananas
Good news
dancing.
alert.
it could be the full good news alert for Mr. Frankie McDonald.
I'm Frankie McDonald.
Since where's he at? I've got him up here in bookmark somewhere, because Frankie McDonald did decide to redo a classic.
Eating 50 hot dogs?
No. Come on, you know, Frankie
The
McDonald.
siren?
Tornado
classic.
siren?
Yeah. The tornado siren is like one of his main things.
I got you.
And
That's
no. He did a new one. He did a new one. Yeah, just so this will be on his good news alert for everybody. Yes.
Hey everybody, let's do a tornado siren, especially in volcano erupted in Indonesia, volcano erupted in Japan, and big major flooding in
Frankie fan.
Western Texas, including Kerrville, Texas.
Nailed it. Thank you, Frankie. Appreciate it. We do have good news.
That's still.
I mean, you could go inside that man's mouth, and
Let's put that another way.
I'll leave it there. Just like the Jim Phillips thing. All right, here's what I have for you. I have some good news. Now, I was told the golden age of America is upon us, and apparently this is like one of our indicators that is happening. Thank God. And to Zoomers, you've just dealt with this your whole life, pretty much. I don't know when the TSA decided to do this stupid thing because of Richard Reed,
after
whatever.
9/11, I thought.
No, it was Richard Reed.
Richard Reed, after 9/11, he got on a plane, attempted to light his shoe on fire. He was very close to it multiple times. If the bomb would have lit that was in his shoe, it would have blown a hole through the side of the plane and everybody would have died. And after that, they said everybody's got to take their shoes off and you got to scan your shoes. And that's been going on for a very, very, very long time. And it's kind of how security works in the United States of America. If one person goes, you know what I'll do? I'll put a bomb in my shoe and I'll blow up a plane. Then everybody from there on has to assume that that's the same strategy that every other terrorist attack is going to use. And
Makes sense.
We're all taking our shoes off and putting it through the machine. No more. The golden age of America, baby. Keep your shoes on. No more smelling all the stinky people around you.
But that was the perk of pre-TSA. So now what?
Too bad. So sad. All right.
Now they're gonna
Us
give you
regular people get it too.
A wet nap after going through.
Well, you still get a better experience all the way around, but like now us regular peasants who are going through TSA can keep our shoes on. Here's Christy Nome.
With this no shoes policy, we anticipate that Americans and travelers and those coming into our country will be very excited that they will no longer have to remove their shoes.
I am.
The one thing that I will say is that doesn't mean that there won't be times once in a while where someone will have to remove their shoes.
No!
If they get put into a different situation or need additional layers of screening where that may be asked of them. But overwhelmingly, the policy will be that no longer will that be required of every single person that comes to a checkpoint.
Really, really stupid question. Just from an absolute dummy
What's
over
that?
here.
All right.
I must ask. When I go through security, and I remember when everybody went absolutely full tilt retard over the full body scanners, I remember when that came out and people were like, I ain't going through it. They're looking at my junk. I don't want them to see my genitals. Remember when people melted down over the full body scanner technology? Everybody lost their mind over this for a while, but now no one cares. Nobody cares.
I went to an airport so small that after I did the scan, I was like, can I see it? I had no problem. I looked cool. Didn't see my genitals.
Yeah, but everybody was worried about that. Everybody's like,
Saw
oh
my
my
nipple
God.
rings, though.
They're going to see my naked body through this.
Well, they said that the X-ray had been too good for a little bit. It worked in such a way that the outline was, so they had to dumb down the outline.
Boobs or crotch? What do we get now?
I would assume crotch because it's a full on, straight down. Unless the
I'd
boobs
rather keep my
extend out.
shoes on and show you my crotch every single day of the week. I would rather do
Sorry,
that.
I talked over that.
I would rather
I
keep
got
my
some stuff
shoes
I can
on
edit.
and show you my crotch every day of the week going through TSA. But people lost their minds. They melted down and they were like, no, I can't do this. It's like, whatever. It's killing me. It's blasting my body with whatever. And then everybody got over it like they always do. When they started to put seatbelts in cars, folks, for you young people, everything that comes along, people do this. One of the things that will stick with me on this show forever is when I did that throwback clip of England when they first outlawed drinking and driving.
I'm still drinking and driving, I am.
That's right.
I'm going to stop drinking and driving.
Like now that's the most widely accepted normal law. Drinking and driving is bad. But when they first started in England, drinking and driving laws, they went to the bar and these people were like, I'm going to do it anyway, mate. And they really were so upset about this giant infringement on their rights. But anyhow, stupid question. Can they not see my shoes at all when I'm doing the old body scan angel thing? When I put my arms up and doing the scanner-rooney thing? I guess they don't. The shoes are not in that snapshot.
I would have thought it would be.
Maybe it's just like my center mass or something. But
6 different sensors on everything that you walk through.
Yeah.
I also imagine that if you're going through that metal detector, because not everyone goes through the body scan.
No, not everybody.
That metal detector will detect if there is some sort of device in your shoe.
Only if there will be enough metal, obviously, on that device.
Right. I don't know that like whatever was in Richard Reed's shoe was metal.
No, I think it was all like plastic explosive stuff.
Yeah.
And
Wow,
the
you
only
guys know how to
reason
make bombs. Interesting.
the only reason that he didn't get a lip,
plastic explosives for a reason.
well, the only reason he didn't explode this whole thing was because he just couldn't get the shoe lit. He couldn't get the fuse that he had built into it to stay lit, as far as I remember. But now at the TSA, baby, no taking them shoes off. Just cruise right on through. I like it. I appreciate it. I hated it when it was at its peak, when all of a sudden they would say, like, not only do you have to take your shoes off, everybody, but also, like, take off your jacket, your hat, your hoodie, like anything you have.
Belt.
And, like, I'm going through there in my boxer shorts, essentially. And I, like,
You know what I hate the most?
Belt.
Like Doc Martens that I finally, got fit to my foot, but you know what that means in a Florida gal or a guy, is that they're stinky.
Oh, yeah, it happens. Yeah.
And the scent is trapped with your foot, but as soon as you take your foot out of that boot,
let it ride.
Woof.
Yeah, it's like a cartoon.
Well,
like
now get ready for
just lingering.
Get ready for this. The next couple, once this starts, like if today's day one, no shoe off day. There's going to be a whole bunch of people taking their shoes off, and then unless they just print some big signs that say "shoes stay on, everyone," and there's still going to be people that don't even read the signs. And they're going to be up there taking the shoes off. And then they'll be, no, put your shoes back on, and then it's going to be a gum up unless
people are too conditioned.
Yeah.
Although, shouts out to, there's always one guy at TSA who's like, take off your shoes, put your laptops, electronic devices in the, like over and over and over, giving that command. So maybe they'll up their game and say, keep your shoes on, everybody.
Well, we all went to Jamaica together. I got lucky once or twice on that trip.
Oh.
In
Before you were married, too.
No. We were married.
We were.
He calls that his Jamaica mistake.
No. Well, we were going to put Marley in the name if that was successful, but it wasn't.
Make a mistake.
But
who's the dad? Was it one of the butlers? Or?
No, I got. Figured that out quick.
Wow.
Ashley, I think there's something I'm not hearing here.
But no, there was a couple TSA lines I went through around that time where they were like, oh, don't even take your laptops out. And I was like, thank God.
That's weird because Sean and I had to rip apart our laptops.
Yeah.
Case, battery out.
I want everybody to be as safe as possible, but I think there's smarter ways to do things. So, like, I'm okay with you zapping me with whatever when we're doing the whole thing with the full body scan. I'll put my arms up, I'll go through, but I just want to, like, let's get it all done there. Blast me when I get in the tube. Put me in the hamster tube. Blast me, see if I have any bombs on me, see if I'm smuggling any sort of like animals that I'm, bringing illegally from one country to another,
Sir,
whatever it is.
40 turtles in your rectum.
Get all the turtle rectum checks done that you need to get done, and then America's golden days, baby. I want to get on to the plane after that as fast as I can.
I want to get in the plane. I'm not holding on for dear life.
What a pussy. I ride that son of a bitch right on top.
That's an old Carlin joke.
When we come back, we're going to get into the whole Epstein mess yesterday because there was like footage released and there was a missing minute and then they explained the missing minute and then all of a sudden people are now like, don't worry, there's nothing. Everybody stop thinking about this. So should we be thinking about this? What the hell is going on? What'd you miss? We'll give you the full download. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
You know, you can always text us, unless you're driving, at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Good morning. There's a crash getting cleared up on Curry Ford Road near Severin Boulevard. Road construction continues, blocking the right lane only now on Apopka Vineland Road southbound at Hotel Plaza Boulevard. It's going to be your typical delays on the major roadways this afternoon. No serious accidents really affecting your ride. You could expect some slowdowns on Traffic Center in James, Birmingham.
Hey.
This report is sponsored by Fair Winds Credit Union.
Cameraman.
Go out there. Fair Winds Credit Union. Whether you need personal or business accounts to help you.
Why do we have to go through this every day?
Got you covered.
Why do we have to go through this?
Fairwinds.org to join their community of financial freedom seekers today. Financial
Hang
freedom
on.
happens here. Federally insured by NCUA.
Greg, the aquarium guy's here, so we got to let him in. Greg, are you in? Courtney? Uh-oh. Hang tight. Greg's good. Greg's good. He's in. All right, 6 minutes. This is where the conspiracy theories and truth collide. People won't be happy unless the person on their radar is on the Epstein list. I mean, the problem is when you have an entire mass of people who start talking about how this is a thing, this is a thing, this is a thing, this is a thing, and then the thing fizzles, people are going to be confused. The best comparison I can tell you is the people who absolutely thought like Russia hacked the election. You know, there's going to be some absolute explosive documents about Putin and Trump being best pals and they rigged things so he could be in the White House. And then everybody's ready for the big testimony, and the testimony is zilch. And a good portion of America thought Trump was going to go to jail or something after this. And then they just have to get hit in the face with reality or go further into conspiracyville. So I think with the Epstein stuff, like, there's not a lot of there. You have a rich, creepy guy who did rich, creepy things, and I'm glad that he offed himself. I wonder if Ghislaine Maxwell is behind bars, though, saying like, well, if there's no lists, I mean, what rhymes with acquit? If the list ain't shit, you must acquit. Something like that. I did think it was kind of strange, and I want to play the clip when we come back of the explanation for why there's 1 minute missing out of the security footage. Which, sometimes you got to be real about things, right? Like, this is just some real shit for you. If this was Biden releasing this footage, anybody who's a Trump supporter would be like, there's a minute missing? In that minute, Hillary Clinton walked through the walls of the prison and murdered him herself. Like, you know what I mean? That's how the reaction would be to a missing mystery minute. But I want to hear what the explanation for that missing minute was. We're going to play that next.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis Pixaban.
She can't be acquitted. She's doing 30 years in a federal prison. I didn't mean acquitted. I was trying to get something to rhyme. What I mean is, Ghislaine Maxwell would probably be like, well, how am I guilty? If they, I think right here, her attorneys and people who are attempting to get a retrial and different things for her to get her out of prison would probably take issue with it. Crazy Drunk Cat Lady said everybody on all sides was probably on that list. I mean, I don't think there was a list. I think there was like notes and like a Rolodex and all the rich people's names that like visited places and stuff. But at some point that became like the equivalent of, if you're on this list, you must have done terrible thing. Terrible thing. You know what I mean? And then eventually when the truth comes out, it's not necessarily that cut and dry. Eddie says, I think video on the island may be juicier. I'm here to tell you there will be nothing more. There are no big shockers. There are no bombshells. We already know some of the biggest politicians in the world were on Epstein's plane. We already know that he was tied into the most powerful people. We already know that at least some of them were getting massages and HJs from these underage girls. We already know that there was creepy stuff going on. But there's nothing, there's no more there.
Ranger offers the professional grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hams.
William on Facebook says Epstein had a case in the state of Florida where the Attorney General sealed the file to protect the guilty. Ron DeSantis could order that file to be released. That's the one that has all the dirt in it. William, I think you're going to find the same thing. There was like sealing of some of those cases. I think they've released a lot of that. Trust me, if it benefited Ron DeSantis, if it benefited anybody, all of this stuff would be released out there. It's not what you think it's going to be. The bombshells aren't very bombshelly. Know what I mean? All right, here's what we're going to do. We're coming back in 1 minute. Then we're going to talk about woke Superman. All right, here we go. Coming back.
Wawa Hoagie Fest is here, and it's the summer of sandwiches. We're mixing it up with hoagies, clubs, quesadillas, and more, all for $6 and under. Savor a summer of savings.
Hoagie Fest, here I come.
Dull Mike. What's happening, friends? We missed you yesterday. It's weird being at the building and not doing a show, but the meetings they're important. They're a net positive. But it was nice to see all of your beautiful drinking faces in Mount Dora. And, yeah, now it feels like half a week. It just feels very weird.
website, realradio.fm.
But anyway, we're coming back, and the keyword is green. So go put that in, keyword green. Bye.
Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Watching the world burn with some friends since 2007. This
some fun together with the three best friends you'd ever knew you had, going through the most viral stories of the day. Learn more about the show, and in fact, join us with a video or audio dispatch. Send yours over at thenewsjunkie.com right now. It's so interesting to see like the snip snap switch back and forth on some of the Epstein stuff, where it was like I was always confused by this with Epstein stuff. There was all these people that had crazy ideas about what would finally be released, and it was going to end up with all of their enemies, all these very political people, all in prison, right? Like, I literally think there was a bunch of people that thought the moment this gets released, there will be people who will be hauled off to prison. It's over with. And the whole time I'm like,
not a chance.
Nothing is ever that juicy.
No, I mean, the documentary it certainly revealed a lot about that island.
Mm-hmm.
Once he was...
There was stuff that happened on his island. There was stuff that happened with Epstein. There was stuff that happened with Ghislaine Maxwell. But everybody had the idea that there was like a squashed piece of evidence, Sabrina. And that evidence, when it came to light, it would be like all these people's names, and everybody would be hauled off to jail. And then when that doesn't happen, I think people were like, "Wait, what the hell? The secret's still out there." The truth is, our government doesn't have that kind of juicy drama like we want them to. They don't have it.
I kind of understood the like where they were coming from. The people that had these memes that were like, "It says there's no list." Mm-hmm. Aren't you guys the ones supposed to be making the list? Like, in the investigation?
I always thought, I was like, all right, let's say you thought on this list was like all of these different politicians, or maybe even like, now there's people who are like, there's something about Trump on the list.
What is the idea of the list? Are we talking just strictly flight logs? Because I know
but that's the thing. There is no list. We just started saying list, and everybody was saying list. And then like it was as if there was a sheet of paper that said Epstein did kids with the following people, and then there was names on it. And you'd go, Hillary Clinton, I told you, you know? But it wasn't the case. It never is. It's just like, to me, I keep reflecting back to all these other letdowns, like the alien information that was released by the government. Like, we're going to put all this info out there. It's going to rock your world. And then it didn't really rock my world. And I either have two things I could believe. One, the government is this all-knowing, powerful organization of genius people. No dummies in there at all. Genius people who could keep these crazy next-level secrets. Or two, the secrets aren't as juicy as you think they are. I think the secrets aren't as juicy as you think they are. You already got the weird part of it.
There has to be some juice.
There is juice in the story.
I think there is juicy.
No, there is juice in the story, but there's no more juice. There's not some like list somewhere that says, here's the list of people I diddled kids with. That's not a thing. That's not something.
Oh, it's a thing now.
That's not something, and that's not something that could be released by the government. Otherwise, somebody would have released it at some point to shame the other party when we have people going in and out of the White House. The problem is, you look at this stuff and you go, it's not as juicy as we thought it was. It's just not as good. I'm sorry. I wish there was some stunning info, but there was like some weird stuff. There was, hang on, let's see. There was a minute that was missing from the tape that certainly had people concerned.
I mean, that's a little sus, if you ask me.
This is from Robbie Starbuck, and he says, there are some extremely bizarre things about the video on Epstein's cell that Pam Bondi's DOJ released as proof that nobody killed him. First, a full minute appears to be missing from the video, and secondly, it does not appear to be the same cell as the photo released on January 5th, 2020. Anybody else find this very, very troubling? And I see the footage, okay, and then it goes from 11:58:58 right to 12 o'clock, okay? So it's actually more than a minute, and it's like a minute and a second it goes over to 12 o'clock. And the video kind of like snaps in, too, in this weird way.
And it kind of, I'll be honest with you, that is not often the font, with the exception of Play, that you see in videos like this.
Yeah,
the
but I mean,
timestamp is off. It seems a little edited to me.
It wouldn't make sense for them to edit the timestamp, because then they would have edited out the part where the video skipped a minute. You know what I mean? Like that wouldn't make sense. If they faked it, they would fake it and be like, look, this is smooth. There's no seconds missing in this at all. Instead, they released this, and then the excuse is, hey, there's some weird thing about our security video. I think I have been talking about this. Here's Pam Bondi. My theory on this, and come at me, what do you got? Tips@thenewsjunkie.com. If you want to be anonymous, put it on top. Tell me where I'm wrong here. I think that there's just not like this big secret list that everybody thought, and that all these politicians promised. They were like, oh, wait till we get in charge. And like, it just isn't there. It's not the way it was told that it was going to be. But here they are talking about the missing minute.
Back to you on that. And the minute missing from the video, we released the video showing definitively the video was not conclusive, but the evidence prior to it was showing he committed suicide. And what was on that, there was a minute that was off the counter. And what we learned from Bureau of Prisons was every night, they redo that video. It's old, from like 1999. So every night the video is reset, and every night should have the same minute missing. So we're looking for that video to release that as well, showing that a minute is missing.
Hey, not for nothing, but should we really tell people at prisons that sometimes there's 1 minute missing, and if you do something real bad...
I mean, it sounded like she said every night it's the same minute.
Yeah, she's 11:59 is gone because that's wiped out because the video records over itself. Essentially, what I believe she is saying, Pam Bondi here, about the Epstein tape that has a minute missing, I think that she's saying when it turns 11:58:59 p.m., the recording mechanism stops, deletes whatever there was there before or something, and then records over itself, and it misses some time in the process as it gets set up for this.
Well, if it deletes something, it wasn't the whatever was there before, because we have what was there before.
Yeah. I mean, it's a weird excuse.
Maybe it deletes, like, if it only keeps like a week buffer or a month buffer, maybe it deletes
something
the
smells fishy
thing.
to me.
Yeah, but the problem with all of this is you can't, like, this is why you can't hype promise. This is what they did with the whole Trump-Russia hoax stuff. They hyped, and all these left-wing people were like, Trump's going to prison. Wait till Mueller gives the result of his investigation. The Russians hacked the election, and Trump was involved. And then the Mueller event comes up, and it's the biggest dud you ever seen in your life. And people are yawning and going, wait, where's all the bombshells? Because sometimes people, they promise you bombshells, but there aren't any unless you're here. When we promise bombshells, there's bombshells.
Yeah.
Right? This is the home of the bombshells. This is where it happens.
All day.
Let us know what you think. Are you convinced? Do you remain unconvinced? Are you ready to move on? Because a lot of this is like, time to move on. Why are we still talking about this? Let us know your thoughts. Go to thenewsjunkie.com right now. Got some more clips on that we'll talk about. We got to talk about the Superman thing that for some reason is lighting the internet on fire today.
Really?
We got more storms rolling through where they just got hit with all of this insanity, and they've got like 160 plus people still missing. We'll give you all the details. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
I've never even seen cocaine. I don't even know what it looks like. I just know it's powdery. I've never seen it.
Show them.
I'm like one of the. I got to be one of the only guys in this business that came through the '90s that never, ever even saw cocaine.
The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey, Central Florida, and happy Wednesday. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And for today, we are going to be expecting hot and humid temperatures. Plan for highs to be well into the low and middle 90s, a high of 94 degrees today in Orlando. But once we factor in the high humidity levels, it's going to feel a lot hotter than that, with feels like temperatures likely in the low 100s. We'll see about a 40% chance of some afternoon and evening showers and storms, higher chances of rain through the end of the week. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected when it matters most. Be prepared with Rapid Radio's walkie-talkies. With instant push-to-talk and LTE nationwide coverage, you can reach family and friends in any emergency. 100% private, no contracts, no hassle.
Stay safe. Order now at rapidradios.com.
Folks, as a homeowner, there are a lot of things you got to kind of protect yourself on, and those are the big expensive things around your house. If you're renting out to somebody else, it's good to keep on top of this stuff, too. With your air conditioner in particular, you should have something like the preventative maintenance plan that Mills Air has. Huge peace of mind for you. If it's around the time where you think like, hey, there might be some issues soon, my tenant might be calling, or I might be calling, even more importantly, like saying, hey, I got a problem. The air conditioning is not working like it should. Instead of freaking out about that, get ahead of it. Leon Mills started a company called Mills Air, and they are there to help you. Think about this. When you have AC problems, Mills Air. AC issues, Mills Air. Always keep that in mind. And when you have those issues, pick up your phone and dial 407-277-1159. That's 407-277-1159. Or find them online at millsair.com.
Delta Airlines doesn't just help you see the world, they help you embrace it. Delta's dedicated teams make your travel experience extraordinary, anticipating your every need with genuine care throughout your journey. The app puts you in total control, and with fast, free Delta Sync Wi-Fi, you can...
Hey, everybody. Hang tight.
To Kissimmee, July 9th through 12th, with 1,500 vehicles up for auction, including muscle cars, classics, Corvettes, trucks, exotics, hot rods, customs, and more. Join us for the fun, fast-paced, high-energy Beacon experience. For avid collectors, first-time buyers, and enthusiasts of all ages, there's something for everyone. Become a bidder and get ready to bring home your dream car. Registration and tickets are available at Meekum.com. That's Meekum.com.
Since 2002,
Hang on.
Store Service has been proudly serving the Orlando community.
Got a downloaded Instagram video.
Buy a belt drive and get free rollers. Worried about the weather? Understood. Get it.
I'm gonna put you up now, okay? You're live.
Today, want to give your house a glow up? Got you covered. Get a new garage door and get 20% off. Local and reliable Precision Garage Door Service of Orlando provides same day service. Visit us online or call Precision Garage Door Service of Orlando today. Precision Garage Door.
How are we today, by the way? Everybody good? You doing good on a Wednesday? I need more allergy spray. Ooh. Excuse me. Hang on, I'm going to do it. I hope you don't get stuck on the thing.
Some things can steal your sunshine. I just got my hair done.
There we go. All right, we're coming back, everybody. Hey! Over here. Thank you. Okay, here we go.
You've got an app for your music, but what about your favorite morning show, sports team, or live local news and weather? Things start to change. Yep.
19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You've got an app for your music, but what about your favorite morning show, sports team, or live local news and weather?
Things start to change.
Yep, there's an app for all that too. iHeartRadio. Download the #1 app for radio, the free iHeartRadio app.
It's cake batter. It's cookie dough. It's the new Superman Cake Batter Cookie Dough Blizzard treat. Now at participating DQ locations for a limited time. Fly in today for this cosmic collision of flavor. And don't miss Superman, only in theaters July 11th. DQ, happy tastes good.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com.
Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
He won't hesitate to call you out when you're being a little asky. This is the...
The show, in fact, live or on demand. You can watch over at thenewsjunkie.com, on youtube.com/thenewsjunkie, or twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We appreciate you. So good to have you on board. I know you could be elsewhere right now, like shopping for Amazon Prime Week, I guess, is what it is now, because it's not like a day. It's 4 days now, Amazon Prime Day is.
I went to town.
Oh no, you've spent a bunch of money, Sabrina?
So much. I like blacked out, I think, a little bit.
Oh, great.
It's all arriving in the next day or two. But stuff, I mean, that I didn't know I needed. But when I saw 58% off, I was like, might as well.
Well, 58% off of what? Like, what's the big steal that we're missing out on here?
Okay, so I'll tell you this. In the studio at my house, one of the monitors is squealing. I looked it up. It says it needs to be replaced. I tried the 2 power cords, didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
So what I get? A giant curved screen.
Okay.
I also got a new auto feeder for the cats.
How much was this curved screen? Like, what, is it worth it for me to throw everything to the side right now and go get this?
You know, it was. I'll tell you right now. I'm looking up, but I want to be very clear. This is an investment in my career. We'll call it. And it cost, it was the LG 32-inch curve gaming monitor, which I hope works for people that don't play games on monitors.
Sure, yeah, of course.
And it was a whopping, it's not coming up. It doesn't want me to see it. It is no longer available. It went from $210 to $130.
Really?
Oh, it's not bad at all.
That's a good deal.
32 inches.
All right.
I also got a auto feeder that has a camera on it so I can see the cats when they're eating.
You're going to have a camera to feed everything soon enough. You'll
for
have
myself when I'm eating.
Like, you've got the Epstein grid of all the security cameras.
Can we rephrase that? It's not Epstein at all.
You got the Sabrina Epstein grid of like...
Epstein should not be involved in this, Sean.
Bird feeder, cat feeder, Carl feeder, you know, all the different things you could ask for. The thing that's crazy
a minute at midnight.
The thing that's crazy to me is when you look at Prime Day. Like, I remember when I was younger, they still had the big projection TVs, like the the television you would watch for football Sunday was like a projection TV that was so heavy.
Oh, 400 pounds easily.
Yeah, like one person could not even move these things. They were 5 feet tall, big, thick daddies. They were massive. And
now I'm 6'4", man.
Now what I'm looking at right here is the epitome of where we are, which is so crazy. With all the stuff that we bitch about, you can get a 60 or a 50-inch television for $169.
That ain't bad.
That's pretty crazy.
But
a 50-inch television.
Last?
I mean, hopefully a little while. I don't know why you would make the decision though to get the 43-inch for $199 over the 50 for $169. That's dumb moves right there. That is dumb moves.
They are putting certain things on sale, certain things not on sale. Even before Prime Day.
The 55-inch C-Line is $349 and the 65 is $299.
What do you got, Sean?
I just picked up that 65 for $299 a couple weeks ago, but I got it at a Best Buy. I actually set foot at a Best Buy.
So what are you talking about? You're saying this Prime Day deal's no good then?
Sometimes I hear the Prime Day deals aren't that much of a difference. Like, you could still get those deals elsewhere outside of Prime Day or Prime
They're
Week.
screwing with us. I don't like that.
Oh, I went with it.
You're talking about the projection TV, and now one of the things they have on Prime Day a lot is just projectors. And if you wanted to go the projector route or outdoor, have outdoor movie night,
Guess what else
I
I
got a lot
got?
of those. What'd you get?
Got a Roomba.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mop, vacuum, self-cleans after 75 days.
Does it have a camera so you could put it on the Sabrina Epstein grid so that you could have?
I really
fill out
wish
some
that
more
you
spots?
would cut that joke.
I
don't want to be anywhere near that last name, but
it's a grid. It's what you call a grid of videos. I don't know what any other name would be for it.
just a grid of videos. Security.
People aren't going to know what I'm talking about. If I say Epstein grid, people are
Then
like, oh.
it sounds like I have an island full of underage people giving massages
okay.
and things alike.
Allow me to be clear. I didn't know this was such a big deal. Sabrina does not have an island where anything illegal happens.
Correct.
Her Epstein grid is different than the other one, but it's just a grid of video footage.
Unrelated.
All right?
Be sure to listen to the next episode because my clip in between the intro is going to be magnifique.
Oh, yeah. Is it really hilarious to use AI for everything now and fake people's voices and make them say stupid
it's not
things?
AI.
Is that what it
it's
is?
exactly what you said on the radio.
Okay. All right. Yeah. It's not AI. Folks, I want you to understand when you hear these weird ass out of clips things, out of context clips that Sabrina plays, I generally go along with it because I used to think it was kind of funny. They're not real. Those clips are not real. It's an AI orchestration.
Folks, let me also just piggyback off this. Sean is full blown lying to you right now.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm telling you the
He's
truth.
a liar, and I'm excited to see what comes to fruition later on today.
That's fake. That's a fake clip right there.
For me, it's tough to be a sex offender.
That's fake too.
Show me the AI that turns you into a weird Irish sex offender.
I'm actually scanning right now while you're doing this, and those both came back as AI generated.
Scan those.
Both of those. Those are your middle fingers. I don't know what am I supposed to do with it? we can add those to your Epstein monitor if you want to get those on the grid. Right. If you want to get that like just across the grid.
Joke for sure.
I'm having fun. It doesn't matter if you are necessarily.
Right.
Amazon Prime Day is not going off without a hitch anymore. Actually, spending is down 14% as things kick off, and compared to 2024, people are priming less. Well, maybe Amazon, maybe people are priming less because, as C-Lane said, some of the deals aren't quite as good as they seem they are. Number one, and number two, there's 4 Prime days now. It used to be like. I remember there was a website. I think it still exists, but I don't use it anymore. You guys ever buy anything on Woot?
No, I don't think I wooted it.
All right. Woot was a good time in its heyday. Let me see if it's still out there. It was WOOT.com. All right. Here it is. Woot.com, and not a sponsor. They have their deal of the day every day, and it's up, and there's like a little timer. Here's how much time you have left to buy this thing. And you go, and like today they have a Nintendo Switch or something. And when you go to the item, it literally gives you like a countdown usually somewhere. And it says there's only so much time left. And every deal is only for a very, very limited time, right? That's pretty, or what was pretty smart. Then they used to have Woot offs where there would be like this siren going off on the website. And it's like, oh, get it down. It's gone, And these things were an absolute blast. But now, when Prime Day comes along, it's not even just that you have 24 hours for Prime Day. It's that you have 4 days. America is filled with procrastinators. If you give us 4 days to do something.
Yeah, but if you think about it, if you really think about it, if you go on your like Rooms to Go or something when they're having their 4th of July sale, it's not just on the 4th of July. It's Memorial Day sale, Labor Day sale. That's all weekend.
Yeah, but nobody really runs to those like they did for like Black Friday works. Because it's usually just a Black Friday sale. Like just one day, get in there. Toaster ovens are going for $9.99. So obviously that's worth killing somebody over. That's the decisions that we make as human beings. But when somebody goes, guess what? Amazon has a ball-busting deal going on right now. It's going to blow your mind and rock your world. And all you have to do is go over to Amazon.com. You go, what? Oh, 24 hours? Okay. No, you got 4 days to do it. Oh, 4 days? I'm not even putting that on the to-do list yet. I'll think of that again before I need to. I think that it's not necessarily as enticing as it used to be. And look, sales are down, at least in day one. Let us know if you've gotten anything yet, if you purchased anything on Prime Day. Maybe we're missing out on a great deal you could share with other people listening to the show today. Let us know. All right, send that over at thenewsjunkie.com. I got some I wanted to share. We got a bunch of stuff. We have so much that we have to work in today. We'll hold off on this, okay? We'll get to the Superman Super Woke controversy explained, what's going on there, because that's a huge deal online today, as crazy as it is. And there's some funny stuff around that. We also have to get to this old school clip that I saw this weekend that goes into a lot of stories we've discussed on the show. In fact, we're going to play this. I'll play this clip for you, this throwback clip, and explain why, with some of the stories we've talked about, this is of interest now. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
The Real Radio Summer of Laughs continues with Night 2 of the Mount Dora Summer Night Series with Ryan Holmes from the Monsters in the Morning, July 12th. Details at realradio.fm/comedy.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a car stopped on the shoulder on Florida's Turnpike northbound before that I-4 exit there. Disabled vehicles getting cleared up. Southbound on the Turnpike, just past that Orange Blossom Trail exit there. It's going to be your typical slowdowns on the major roadways. Construction continues on Apopka Vineland Road southbound at Hotel Plaza Boulevard. The right lane's only blocked there. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477 from the...
Hey, everybody. We're going to be back in a handful of minutes here. I'm going to come talk to you in just a moment.
Imagine yourself winning $1,000 this summer. Would you do a beach weekend? Upgrade your phone? Commission a custom portrait of yourself? Hey, we're not here to judge. We are here to give you that chance to get $1,000 in your hand. 13 times each weekday. Hear keyword, enter website, answer phone. We are the best at this, and you are in the right place. Real Radio 104.1. This national contest sponsored locally by Mills Air. Mills Air, been in business since 1992. That's over 30 years. Carrier factory authorized dealer. Rebates.
Question for you. All right, chat. When you see... Hang on.
All of that is getting a little more expensive. That's where Sam's Club is coming to the rescue.
When you see stuff like Ozzy Osbourne playing his final show, when you see this alleged final tour from AC/DC, does it make you happy or sad? Happy or sad? When you see Ozzy Osbourne in like a wheelchair, like Ozzy's like in a wheelchair, and all these other historic rockers and new rockers are coming over to him, and Axl Rose is there and stuff, and Ozzy's like on the stage just kind of barely doing it. Do you find it to be a happy moment or a sad moment? How do you feel about it? Sad because time is coming for us all. True. Sad for Ozzy Osbourne, happy for Youngblood. You think there's a baton pass going on there? Could be. It was pathetic, says one hell of a punk rock show. I honestly thought Ozzy Osbourne was dead. No. Can't keep him down. Guys snorting ants, eating fake bats, and you still can't keep him down. I find it sad. He's an old man. Eddie says I find it a sad moment. Maybe me someday. Tool and Slayer played, so I'm very happy. Ozzy denounced the USA, so he's dead to me. Ozzy sounded great. I think he sounded like okay-ish. But when I see this, and I'll show you another clip too that we'll talk about when we come back. AC/DC, and they're doing their comeback tour, and it's like, you know, Angus Young can't quite hop across the stage like he used to. And I see like all these bands getting so much older, it's weird to me. Hi, what can I do for you?
You interrupted me.
Oh.
I have some stuff that you can get me on Prime.
Oh, what do you need on Prime?
Eyelash serum.
You don't need eyelash serum. Your eyelashes are too good already.
Because of the eyelash serum.
No, that's not true. Naturally, they're like that. You don't need any help. Can you bring me the nose spray? Not the green one, the other one. I need one more. I'm telling you, I'm choking up here. I don't have a problem, okay? For your hard work, I'll get you the What do you need?
Eyelash serum.
You don't need eyelashes.
Stop it. I do.
You don't need that. Your eyelashes look beautiful as it is, okay?
But you said you'd get it.
Oh, I'll do it.
You don't have to do it today.
When do I have to do it?
What's the last day for the perm sale?
I think there's 2 more days after today.
So I said I wouldn't ask you for any money today.
So you're gonna wait till tomorrow?
Yeah.
Just send me whatever you want. Why can't we just connect? Can't we just connect our Amazon accounts?
Sure, you could do that.
No,
Just put me right over yours.
This might be a bad idea. Oh yeah, somebody asked yesterday about the divot stickers. There's only 3 left. That's all we got. 3.
It's all gone.
It takes 100,000 channel points to get those, so they got to work really hard for that sticker.
Right.
So what are you doing?
Come for mine.
What's that? We brought that in here? Let me
You already
see.
had some.
Give me a little more. Need a little more nose can.
Hey fellas, Russ Rollins here. Man, I feel so much better now that I got my testosterone.
Are you playing the clip that you saw on my phone?
Yes. Yeah. They talk about that. Oh yeah, I'm gonna play that, and I'm gonna play the AC/DC one where he's like old and he's like still trying to be cool. All right, see you later, alligator. Love you.
Weight loss, guys. Real testosterone is available only by prescription. So go to Red Mountain Weight Loss to get yours. If you feel sluggish,
All right, folks, coming back in 1 minute.
You have trouble in the bedroom. You probably have low T. Truth is, men today have 20% less testosterone than their dads did. That's terrible. Listen, they can help you with that. Increase your testosterone, have more energy, build muscle mass, and you're going to sleep a whole lot better. It improves your mental focus, also will improve your sex drive. That's a game changer. It really is. Save $200 for a limited time.
Whoa.
Your testosterone therapy with no startup fee, only at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Go to redmountainweightloss.com or hit pound 250 from your cell phone and say the keyword Red Mountain.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to Mills Air.
All right, here we go, everybody. We're coming back. Almost sent a really accidental text.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, CASH. C-A-S-H. Cash. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Hear it here first. Then everyone else will catch up in a week or 2 or 4. You're listening to the
Going through the most viral stories of the day. Learn more about the show, subscribe to the podcast, and watch us over on YouTube and Twitch at thenewsjunkie.com. Bunch of things to share with you real quick. One is, both of you be honest with me. Sabrina Steeline, be honest, 100% honesty. Nobody's judging you here. Not worried about making everybody happy. Just be real. Just shoot me straight here. When you see stuff like Ozzy Osbourne's final concert that he did this past weekend, does it make you more sad or more happy?
Oh, it brought some tears to me. I was sad.
Like, do you think watching like Ozzy in particular, I'm amazed the guy's alive to begin with, but watching
wait,
all these
Sabrina,
rockers get so old now, it makes me sad actually.
Sabrina, yeah, what kind of sad? Are we talking emotional sad? That almost sounds like a happy sad.
No, it was sad, and
you didn't feel bad for him?
Very touching when, especially during Mama, I'm Coming Home.
Mm-hmm.
Then I saw the clip, and I don't know if it was before or after this show, where he's like, I'm dying. I know that I'm dying. I regret doing the surgery that made me a lot less mobile. But I wanted this show to let everyone know the Prince of Darkness is still here and able to sing, and I tried my best, but I'm aware that I'm dying.
And I saw, I think his grandkid
Which is
was
crazy. He
out
was just
in the
about to
audience.
become King of Darkness.
He waited so long. One of his grandkids was out, and they were like, whoa, it's so amazing to see Grandpa perform like this. And all of that's cool. But there's a level of all of these aging rockers that is so sad to me. I've talked about like watching Weezer turn into old men on stage, and all these rock bands, they're now like old men visibly still trying to rock out on stage. Ozzy's in a wheelchair, and there's Axl Rose meeting him for the first time. And I'm hit with these feelings like, number one, wow, this is kind of an awesome moment for rock and roll music. But number two, like, this is sad. I don't want to see these people. I don't want to see like the performances on the tail end of things. I want to see a performance of somebody in their absolute prime.
Yeah, but I mean, you have no choice at this point unless you have a time machine.
Well,
I do
the choice
appreciate
is-
this final concert, though, and I thought it was beautiful. How it
You
all
do have a
played
choice.
out.
The choice is they don't have to keep playing. Like, who's the guy you've been making fun of because he's like Old Man River on stage and
Rod
his family
Stewart.
is like,
no,
not
Frankie
him.
Valley.
Frankie Valley. Like,
That one
Frankie
seems
Valley.
like he's being forced to do it. I got to be honest.
He's on the stage and everybody's watching. And everybody's like, this is kind of sad. What do we have going on here? One of the things I saw was AC/DC. Look, here's an example. And people.
Oh, I think
when
I
this
might
went
have
out-
seen this clip.
Did you see that? When everybody watched this, they were like, oh, hang it up, guys. This is embarrassing. Like, this is not the way it's supposed to end for you.
This is the one.
He's just nothing against him or anything, but he just looks a million years old. Like, rock and roll, baby.
Oh, and Guns N' Roses is even harder to watch because he's taken off the bandana wig.
Well, no, I don't think, because Guns N' Roses is not as old as AC/DC. You think it's harder to watch Guns N' Roses than this? Like,
The clips I've seen recently, yeah.
He looks
this
so old.
This looks like he's going to take the guitar off and go back to the cabana.
Yeah.
And just
like, he definitely wants to go to Margaritaville. Like,
so that's what I was about to say. So I think it's because of the style of the music and what you acted like and what being a rock star was like when you're in your rock star prime. And then you think of Jimmy Buffett, who died at 75, maybe?
Yeah.
Well, how old was he? He was 76 years old when he passed away. And going to a Jimmy Buffett show, he can dress just like he did before because it just doesn't matter how old you are when you look like you're ready for Margaritaville.
But he didn't hit the wall. Like, watching these performers that you love so much, when they hit, like, Green Day's not there. They still look good. And Weezer, even though I brought them up, they're not there. But sometimes you see the band.
Yeah,
and you
Weezer's
go,
fine.
You're like, oh, God.
I think I recently saw a video of who did Girl All the Bad Guys Want? Is that Bowling for Soup?
Yes, it is.
I think Bowling for Soup showed up at and they were like early on the bill. So they got like the daytime cameras hitting them. And you're like, okay.
Well, I went to Heart recently, and, you know, the main singer is, I don't know, I believe she's in remission, but she was seated the entire time. And there was moments where you're like, this is breaking my heart because you, pun intended, maybe, she's not moving around like she used to. And when she very minimally talked in between songs, it was like, didn't seem you were there. But then she started to sing, and I had other moments where I'm like, what a badass. Like, her body has been through the worst, and she still wants to do this tour. But she had to be helped off stage.
The craziest thing is, the biggest difference for me, Sabrina, is whether or not I think the person has to do it for money or if they just want one last hurrah.
I think that's what Ozzy wanted.
I don't think Ozzy is desperate for money. I think Ozzy Osbourne and Sharon Osbourne have stacked cash. I think they're doing real well. Sometimes you don't get that vibe. Sometimes you look at the rocker up there on stage. AC/DC must be lit up with cash, though. What's happening? That you got like old man hand. It's just, and they're just kind of wandering away. It's like, I don't know if this is okay. I don't know if everybody's all right with this, but it's just the reality. Like, if Kurt Cobain wouldn't have eaten a shotgun barrel, he probably would have been getting old like this. And sometimes some of these groups, some groups in particular, I don't want to see. Like, I don't want to see a geriatric 2 Live crew. I don't want to see that.
I think some of the rap artists can pull that off. If Kurt Cobain were alive, he'd be 57 today.
It's still young enough.
Yeah.
Young Ain't Twins, they're still young enough, though.
They killed it at SeaWorld, tell you that.
I saw not that long ago, shoot, I think we all talked about it afterwards, where Tag Team, I think, or one of those groups, Whoop There It Is or Woot There It Is, one of the two of them, they did their song during some event, like maybe a Thanksgiving Day parade type thing. And as you're watching, you're like, ooh, it seems rough. Like when I was a kid, Splack Pack was the big band in South Florida. And some of the guys went to my school and like they did a song called
You knew Splack Pack?
I didn't know them. I wouldn't claim that I know them, but some of them went to Palm Beach Lakes at the time. And they had a big car that they drove and it had Splack Pack on the back.
Dang.
And they were cool, and they did a song that you might have heard, Shake That Ass, Bitch, and Let Me See What You Got.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't them?
When you're in your 20s, you could, like, sing a song like that, and somebody could perform a song like that. But when you got, like, a geriatric person coming out, Shake That Ass, Bitch, and Let Me See What You Got, it's a lot. It's a lot to process to watch
That's
somebody do that.
That's why you get a good house band right behind you.
You need something that hides your age is what you need. They need something that makes, can they hologram around them a little bit? Like they're still there, but like live, they do what they did to De Niro's face where they do the de-aging process.
Right.
But De Niro on the camera is still like trying to beat somebody up and he's looking like an old man, but which with a real fresh, taut face. What a time, man. Let us know what you think. Do you find these performances, Ozzy's last performance, AC/DC's final tour, do you find them to be sad or happy moments? Let us know. Send us a dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com. A couple emails coming in, tips at thenewsjunkie.com. Sean emails the show, SEAN, and he says, you might want to rethink your Mexican vacation plans, brother man. And he sends along a link. I think I can bring it up here. I don't know if I can play it. But he sends along a link to Instagram. I think it's probably the thing I've seen multiple times where, yeah, like there's been some protests and rioters in Mexico and even in Mexico City where it's these far left unhinged nut jobs who are protesting the rise of American tourism. More so, I think they're protesting Americans who are moving to Mexico and Mexico City to live there as they view it as washing out their culture, which is kind of interesting to think about in comparison. You know, you've just got a drip down there, a little drip of old white people who are trying to reestablish their lives in their final term over in Mexico City. And out with the gringos, it says, hundreds stormed the streets of Mexico City to protest mass tourism, looting businesses during the unrest. Now, a lot of this, they're calling like anti and mass tourism protests, which there is some of that that's happening. It's happened in Barcelona. It's happened in a lot of other cities where a lot of people will go on vacation. And some of these cities, they more recently opened them up to more tourism. And the locals don't like it. The locals don't like it. They don't want all of these tourists there, and they protest against it. But all of these scenes that I've seen in Mexico City, they're spray painting like Globalize the Intifada. Like these are the same characters. They are the same like far left agitator type characters who have just found something new in Mexico City to be scared of. I 1000% don't think the biggest city in North America by a wide stretch is going to be some place where a bunch of Americans have to worry about these lunatics ruining their time all that much. I think it's one-off incidents, mostly tiny little events. I'm still going to go to Mexico City. Do not care. This ain't going to turn me off, friend. Also, tips of the newsjunkie.com. Jim emails in talking about alligator Alcatraz. Jim says, alligator Alcatraz or Auschwitz? Don't be so quick to call it Alcatraz. I'm calling it because that's the name colloquially or otherwise, and I think it's like the official name that they've been calling this facility. But he says, don't be so quick to call it Alcatraz. Those inmates got for more constitutional protections. All right. I think maybe offered is what he was going for. Those inmates all got offered more constitutional protections and due process than these people. First, it was illegal immigrants. Now it's birthright citizens. Tomorrow, who will it be? Alligator Auschwitz is a far better description. Jim, come back to reality, man. Like, if you think that the people at Auschwitz, a concentration camp, where C-Lane, real-time fact check, how many Jews were alleged to have been killed at Auschwitz, the camp? Where if you think those inmates got far more constitutional protections and due process than people who are going to Alligator Alcatraz, your brain has melted. You don't have a lot left. I'll have you know, at Alcatraz, people were unceremoniously murdered because they were Jews or other social outcasts.
I think 400,000.
400,000 people, sir. You look at Alligator Alcatraz, and politics has soaked into your brain so much that you think this is actually equivalent to or worse in your case.
Yeah,
worse.
Wikipedia has 1.1 million.
So 1.1 million, question mark, the J question.
Are you...
1 million, let's say. 400,000 Jews died at Auschwitz. And you're going to suggest that you think that the Alligator Alcatraz is worse. I don't think you're on planet Earth, just logically speaking. I don't think you're going to find a lot of people who agree with that. I think you could find issues with this stuff. Go for it. But comparing Alligator Alcatraz or Alligator Alcatraz 2.0, which doesn't sound as alligator-y.
Or the possible 3.0.
Oh, there's another opportunity now?
Listen.
Are they taking out the Everglades? Because that's supposed to be a protected natural habitat, I thought.
No, they're not messing with any of the actual Everglades. But they're just, Ron DeSantis is looking at the second location. And then he goes, maybe we could do a panhandle one, too.
Oh.
How many we need? There's a lot of these.
Is that our taxpayer dollars by any chance?
There has been a state of emergency declared on immigration for quite some time. And old Ronnie does what I used to do with my VNC subscription, is he just signs up for a new 60-day free trial every 2 months.
With a different email?
And it gets to give him that blank check.
I mean, you could look at this and say, like, I don't like the way these people are being treated. I don't like this, I don't like that. But there's so many melted minds. I maintain that it's about 10% on either side of this country where your mind is so melted that you believe this. That, like, I would encourage you, of all people, to go take a little stroll through the camps. All right? Go through what, and by the way, everybody knows Auschwitz, but there are a lot of different camps that the Jews were at in Europe in general. And when you go there, I think you will change your mind. I think if you toured Alligator Auschwitz, as you call it, I think you might think differently of that from what happened here. But that's how insane people are as a result of this. Let us know what you think. Send your dispatches over at thenewsjunkie.com. Let's see here. We have time for maybe one or two dispatches real quick. We got the next episode on the way. A lot of people chiming in about Prime Day. It's not Prime Day. It's Prime Mini Week. We got 4 days now. It's not the same
days.
thing. Prime Days. There's 4 of them. It's not Prime Day singular. It just doesn't make sense. Here's Bart versus Bill Gates. Go ahead.
Hey, guys. I'm convinced Prime Day is mostly a scam.
All right.
I will sometimes look at the things I have on my wish list and I'll keep track of the prices that they are. And every time Prime Day comes, it's only a matter of maybe $5 off, or they do this really sketchy thing where it was already on some kind of deal. And then when Prime Day comes, they'll switch the banner and it'll just say Prime Day deal.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's kind of common. I still have that plug-in where it tells me if I look at any Amazon thing, it plots out. No, it's not honey, but honey is pretty. It's good too. But this one's not for promo codes. It just shows you a graph of the historical price of an item on Amazon, so you can see if it's actually a good deal.
Too. I mean, Honey does do that too. Yeah,
okay.
I think they kind of mesh that together.
Space Nuts on YouTube says the email said the people at Alcatraz got more due process than the people at Alligator Alcatraz. maybe the wording of this is off, and they're suggesting, like, don't call it Alcatraz, instead call it Auschwitz. But they're still saying it makes more sense to call the facility Auschwitz. There's no way to interpret other than Auschwitz is more of an acceptable term, where like a million Jews were gassed and died and killed off, or alligator Alcatraz, body count 0. Right, your brain has been melted by dumb people online, grifters.
Till the alligators get you,
feeding a bunch of dumb nonsense out there. These two are not the same. It's an incredible offense to Jewish people to suggest that these two are the same. Not every facility should be compared to the worst one you could possibly think of. Why not just say it's like, I find it to be un-American. I find this to be like, just take issue with it. What's the rule where people go straight to Nazi?
Godwin's law.
Godwin's law.
I was just going to say it's another kind of offshoot, a spin-off, if you will, of Godwin's law is comparisons to the Nazi regime, and in this case, taking places and calling them concentration camps.
Right. It's like, make your point. You might find some people who agree with you. But the moment you do nonsensical stuff like that, like all the people you hate are going to win every election moving forward. Like, you guys don't have a shot, man. You guys are going to win the mayor races in New York and stuff, and you're just not going to win anything else. You're going to retreat further and further away from what public opinion is attached to and tethered to.
Can't we all just come together and be friends?
Not going to happen, unfortunately.
I still have hope.
I wish it could, but I don't see it in the cards necessarily. Let us know what you think. Send us either a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com, just like that one. Thank you, Bart versus Bill Gates. Or an email, just like the one that came in, even though I disagree with it and I think it's kind of dumb. I do appreciate the email. So send yours, tips at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, we still got to get into this Superman thing. I think we'll do that after the next episode. There's a radio host who's in big trouble. So let's be a little judgy. We're radio hosts. We know this world. Did this person really cross a line? Should they be in trouble? Our brethren in the industry will play for you what this person said. And we'll see if we, as fellow radio hosts, think they deserve the book thrown at them. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is.
Monsters in the morning.
Me a happy birthday.
So did I.
And you did. He didn't.
Ryan did not.
I'll get you a cream pie for your birthday.
So gross.
The Monsters in the morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Keep an eye out for construction ongoing on some of the roadways here where Ponciata Boulevard meets Bronson Highway. The right lane's only blocked now on Apopka Vineland Road southbound at Hotel Plaza Boulevard due to that emergency construction getting cleared up there. There's a car stopped on the shoulder on Florida's Turnpike North.
Hey, everybody.
Center of James, Birmingham.
Go, Mike Squad.
Sponsored by Indeed.com. You just realized your
Keep those low-T, soft emails coming in, please. Take them all. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com.
Just use Indeed. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
By the way, there was a line at Publix yesterday when I was trying to check out. Therefore, I will be referring to it as Publix Auschwitz moving forward. Particularly the sandwich station. Very Auschwitz-like in terms of the treat. We'll get into this radio host who's in big trouble for something they said. What about that DMV line down in Miami? Absolute Auschwitz. Absolutely. Treblinka all over again. Truly. Somebody says, pick me for Fritz on the street. I wish. Maybe soon, though. Who knows? Sandwich is eternal Auschwitz. It's so difficult as a human to overcome these problems, I must say. The pendulum swings, Sean, or doesn't stop in the middle on the backswing. The more authoritarian Trump gets, the more likely he makes President AOC. Here's why you're unbelievably out of touch and wrong on that, okay? You're allowed to disagree, you do your thing, but you're unbelievably out of touch and wrong on that because the pendulum is just now swinging back, all right? You can't say the pendulum's going to swing back 5 seconds after the entirety of modern culture in America was incredibly far left of center, beyond even where the Overton window is. Modern cultural movements are all far left-wing and are just now beginning to swing back on the pendulum. So you can't call what's happening now like, oh, the pendulum is swinging. No, what's happening is people who wanted to go further in this accelerationist direction are doubling and tripling down. They're becoming more and more political, more and more out of touch with the average American that's got to vote you into office. And in my opinion, that's bad. I want parties to moderate, all of them, so that people, normal people, win office. I don't know if that's going to happen. It probably won't. I'm kind of doomer-pilled on this stuff. It probably won't. But no, this is not a pendulum swing back to the left. The pendulum swing to the right has started here and headed back in another direction. It's way too early for any of that. And by the way, I think if you looked at polling on this, a lot of people still agree that we need to enforce the laws of our border in the United States, that if people are in this country illegally, that's not the way it should be done, that if people are criminals and also double in this country illegally, that's fine to send them back where they came from. I think most people, like more than 50% of people, agree with a lot of those things. Here's the delusion on display. See, which says the swing to the left is going to be huge. Mondani is just the start. She's talking about the socialist in New York City. It's New York City. Okay? Look at how New York City voted for, even some of them swayed back to Trump a little bit in the last election. This is a primary for mayor in New York City. And it's only because everybody else sucks so bad. If you think Zoran would be somebody who right now, or AOC, would win in a national election, you're unhinged. You're untethered from reality. It won't happen. I hate to tell you, but Americans don't like communism. They don't like socialism. It still maintains. You are not seeing a pendulum in that matter. You're seeing people in New York, people in fucking Park Slope vote for Zamdani, or for the Mamdani guy. You're seeing people in Park Slope, white, left-wing, highly educated individuals who often vote that way, voting that way. You are not seeing a national movement against this stuff. You're never going to win another election. 90 seconds. Not yet, but it's coming. It may come someday, but we are nowhere near that. Nowhere near that. And even when we do, it's not going in that direction. Not happening. I think a lot of people are scared of the word socialism and don't know what it means. I think most people like social safety net issues, but people like Zoran, they're headed down the path of actual socialism, which most people do not want. And the socialism path is simply a hop, skip, and a jump to communism. So fuck the commies. I don't want any of them winning. Sorry, not sorry.
I'm so glad you asked me this question. This is such a ridiculous story that we tell ourselves because we don't.
Kay and Marilyn Monroe having an affair?
And American History Hotline gets to the bottom of it.
I'm so glad you asked me this question.
This is such a ridiculous story that we tell ourselves because we don't want to know the real story.
Open your free iHeartRadio app. Search American History Hotline and listen now.
Wawa Hoagie Fest is here. Hoagies, clubs, quesadillas, and more, all for $6 and under.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, CASH. C-A-S-H. Cash. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
On a constant quest to stay calm, like that bear in the hammock.
It's how you join us on the show. It's the three best friends you'd ever had going through the most viral stories of the day. And hello to you. Thank you so much. Honest to God, no matter who you are, no matter where you're at, we appreciate you joining us on the show today. If I could make one request to you, you
like
listen
the two
to
of us. Oh, the listener.
No, you guys don't need to do this. You guys have done this a long time ago, I'm sure. But I just want to make a request to you for tuning in today. And if you don't mind, sometimes there's little tiny things that you could do, like the hitting like on the YouTube stream. It's a little tiny thing you could do, but it's just like, it's helpful. Please do it. It spreads the word about the show. But if you're listening on this station, on the iHeart app, you can preset. You can make the station a preset and or podcast or anything like that. You preset them so they're on your iHeart Radio app home screen. And doing that is incredibly helpful to the radio station, to the show, to everything. So wherever you are, think like, where am I listening to this? And bookmark the show, preset the show on your iHeartRadio app.
It's easier for you, too.
Helps us. It is. It's way easier, yeah. And you're more likely to get like maybe a push notification if something crazy is happening on the show. Like we learned yesterday, it keeps you in the loop of what's going on. And like Sabrina said, it's a no-brainer. It's good. It's a better experience. You log into the app and then you go, what did I want? Oh, that's the thing I wanted to listen to. So
right on top, ready to go.
Do make this station a preset over on the iHeartRadio app. Now, our radio brethren step in it from time to time. You may listen to this show and think, because Sean is just a consummate professional, he doesn't say things that people would think to even be controversial. It's all just like...
Are we in pretend zone right now? Or
obvious. It's
Fantasy
obvious
world?
Things. And when you hear me talking, you're like, thank God. Finally, somebody's saying that obvious thing that nobody else wanted to say. But in reality, some people in our industry like to go a little bit further. And they step in it. And they get themselves in trouble. And I like to examine that. We're also in the industry, so let's look at our radio brethren and see if they're out of line for doing what they do or saying what they say. You know, we've got the FCC here. The FCC kind of monitors what happens on this platform. Should the person be in trouble? That's a big question. A lot of people are asking about this now. In this case, it's about the world of sports. And I'm assuming you guys know who Patrick Mahomes is.
Yep. Don't call him Pat.
He's a quarterback guy.
Quarterback guy. And
Kansas City Chiefs.
I don't find him to be a controversial guy. I mean, like his wife has expressed that she likes Trump or something, so maybe some nut jobs don't like that. I don't think you should care. But some people, I guess, might be upset about that. I would suggest that Patrick Mahomes is not a controversial character. I don't think that he is personally.
Not even for like stupid reasons. Like I mean, I think it's a dumb reason to judge him by what his wife says, but I mean, it's not that big of a stretch. It's just dumb anyway. But like, I think that Travis Kelce, it gets controversial for stupid reasons. Like people just don't like him because he's with Taylor Swift and she's a billionaire and. Ipso facto, bad stuff,
Just easy to hate, for whatever stupid reason. But this guy, I've never heard of him in my life or career. And I'm going to bring up, hang on. This is the audio, I guess, of his show. This says it's a podcast. I'm having a hard time determining whether this was done on a podcast or done on the radio. Because this says it was on a podcast. But it says a fiery rant on Kansas City radio sparked outrage on Tuesday when the host Kevin Keatsman, something like that, labeled Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes fat and an embarrassment. This is what he has said of Patrick Mahomes. I think this is the audio. Stand by the dump button, though, because they're saying podcast, but they're saying radio. I don't know what we can play and what we can't play.
Meanwhile, vacation photos are popping up of Patrick Mahomes, and he's fat. I'm going to say it, and I'm going to tell you the truth. That's why you hit the play button. He's an embarrassment.
Wow. Bro, I don't know if you're ripped enough, Mr. Kevin, to be tossing these bombs.
Yeah, show them abs. Why is he in the Everglades?
Patrick
for his
Mahomes.
promo photo?
I don't know who the hell this guy is, but it says Kevin, whatever, sports, politics, life. Bro, anytime I hear sports plus politics, see you later. I don't like if I go to the sports guys, I want sports from them. Most of them are absolute retards at the political stuff. They have dumb takes on all of this. This guy's probably no different. But now that he's going after Patrick Mahomes, it's like, isn't this guy just inarguably a very good football player? Like, who are we kidding? Who are we kidding? He's fat and he's an embarrassment. And me behind the microphone, I am not those things, by the way. I'm absolutely not those things.
What's the embarrassing part?
I don't know, because he's like not in good enough shape before the season starts.
Calling him fat is just, you're just being mean and calling somebody fat. But to be an embarrassment, he probably should have done some things to bring embarrassment upon Kansas City.
Yeah, or like, hey.
But he's won 2 rings.
Yeah, right? It is the middle of summer. Like if a
it's fat
football
time
player,
for quarterbacks.
Hell yeah.
Exactly. It's like fat bear summer. The quarterbacks can put a couple of pounds on because they keep themselves.
Yeah, let him be a halfback for the summer.
They keep themselves in unbelievable shape all the rest of the time. And what are you doing?
You're a $500 million quarterback. You've made all these comments in the offseason that we're going to do our talking on the field. We got our butts kicked in the Super Bowl. We're coming back with a vengeance. Dude, you're fat. Your belly would be fat at my pool, hanging out with us, 60-year-olds, okay? My skin's flabbier than yours. I get it.
My God, dude.
Stop.
Not a
Stop
lot
the
to
fast
talk
food.
about, huh?
Do a sit-up. Do something. Yeah, I'm sure he's worked out and strengthened his arm, and he's done all kinds of different things, quarterback things, but there's no training to this man.
All right, I want to stop and say Kevin Keitzman should be fired. All right? I think that they should fire him. In fact, I think the FCC should nuke him with an $8 million fine. Wholly unrelated to this rant, though. Like, not because I think that this is offensive in any way, or I think that Patrick Mahomes can't wipe away the tears with all of the money and, victories that he's amassed over the years, but because this is really bad. This is, Kevin, you should feel bad. You should feel...
He doesn't care. Come on, he's a controversial sports radio guy.
Whatever insult you're lobbing at Patrick Mahomes, 11 times that is the insult from one broadcaster to another that I give. I don't care if you're fat or ugly or I don't care about any of those things. But at the end of the day, Patrick Mahomes, as far as I know, as a total sports outsider, I think Patrick Mahomes probably pretty damn impressive. Pretty impressive guy, no matter who you're a fan of. Pretty impressive the numbers he puts up. I'm so tired of the radio host
on the
thing
scale.
Where they'll look at women like Sydney Sweeney or something about Sydney Sweeney's an ugly hog, or they'll look at athletes and they'll be like, what a big fat pig he is. Dude, kiss my ass. What a lame, boring take, okay? What you're doing here it doesn't even make any sense at the end of the day. Nobody is going to agree with this or believe you, and it doesn't make for great radio.
Baloney that no one's going to agree with him. He has a bunch of minions that are saying, yeah, for sure, man, yeah. Whoever listens to the damn show.
I don't know. I've never heard of this. I don't even know what stations. It doesn't even mention a station. That's why I take issue with them saying it was on the radio and then not talking about the radio. This is on a podcast. This guy got a podcast. Does he work for our company?
Well, his podcast is on our company's website, but it doesn't take much to do that, actually. Kevin Keitzman Has Issues is filled with sports and political commentary hosted by the award-winning and nationally acclaimed talk show host for which the show is named. Mm-hmm. Blah, 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 blah. Bang the play button for a pick-me-up. And then his podcast, since all this has gone on, says, the description of yesterday's podcast says, it's always silly when somebody says something true and it creates a controversy. Patrick Mahomes has belly fat. He's doubling down, tripling down even. He's also changed the way the game is played, and it's the greatest player of his generation. Reaction to my buried in the back of the podcast comments Monday went viral after Mahomes' trainer came after me on social media. He's the first trainer in history to argue that belly fat is a good thing, and like a great Democrat politician, the fanatics actually believe him. It's your option to find it charming and good. It's my job to point out that belly fat will be gone someday when Mahomes gets serious like other athletes in their 30s.
Right, it's not a fat shaming thing like, oh, this is about fat shaming. It's a nerd take. It's a total nerd take. It's absolutely Boomerville, population Kevin. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we have going on here. And maybe Kansas City has the most boring radio, and this persists through that. But this is slop content. at its worst. Okay, quick break. We're going to come back. When we come back, we'll have the next episode with Sabrina. What's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? Last of Us Part 2 gets a controversial new update, while Rush Hour gets a new trigger warning. Firefest for sale, fresh hot Firefest for sale. Plus Joe Jonas wants to know how you feel about his nipples. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 8 p.m., it's Good Sauce with Ross and Joel. At 9, it's Real Laughs, followed by Real Music Weekends at 10 on Real Radio 104.1 and on your free iHeartRadio app.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And for your Wednesday, we are going to be...
Hey, folks. We got about 4 minutes left. We're coming back with the next episode. Yeah. Hey, I fixed the hot mic graphic yesterday. Thank you for whoever pointed that out. They said the hot mic graphic was all screwed up. I appreciate things like that because I want to make things better, so thank you. Switches for losers? No! No!
You're feeling stressed or overwhelmed, and you may be going a bit over the speed limit. So to help you relax,
Sports radio guys are so cringe. So cringe to me. I think it's a trigger thing for me. Because so many of these sports broadcaster guys who have never really worked much in sports media, I don't think, before their gigs, who many of them didn't have anything for a career of sports in general, they lob out dipshit takes, and then they're like, I'm winning. It's like, TMZ's talking. Okay, buddy. Congratulations, TMZ is talking about you. I've never had that before. And look how rich I am because of the times TMZ has talked about me. Nick Z says, am I banned again? We'll bring it to a vote. Should Nick Z be banned? Ban yes or ban no? Right now, chat. Ban yes or ban no? The audience will decide. Nick, I'm sorry you brought this upon yourself. Pat McAfee was a kicker? Yeah, I think that gives Pat McAfee more street cred, at least, in the sports talk world than a lot of other people. He definitely knows much more of that behind-the-scenes stuff. No ban? No? Ban no? All right, no ban. YouTube. If one person should get permanuked right now, one person in chat that should just get blown out of here, never to return again, who is that person's name? What is that person's name? All right, 45 seconds. We're coming back. Come on. All right, next episode time, and then the Superman story. Let's dive in. We're going to explain the controversy.
Wendy's new Takis Fuego meal is here with a Takis Fuego chicken sandwich and small Fuego fries inspired by Takis Fuego chips with a 1-ounce Takis Fuego bag and a drink. Grab yours today. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's while supplies last. Takis and Fuego are used under license.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
hear it here first. Then everyone else will catch up in a week or 2 or 4.
Of entertainment and beyond. Welcome back. Thanks for hanging out with us on a Wednesday. So good to have you along with. We'll get into more of your feedback. Also, we'll get into the whole Superman controversy. Believe it or not, yes, it's happening. Superman's flying into theaters, and there's some people who want to turn this into a controversy. So what's happening? I'll explain it all in just a bit. Right now, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV. You can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Big, thick daddies, they were massive.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina. Hey.
Hey, how are ya?
Smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. That's where you can get the process started of refinancing, buying your first dream home, starting a business, or expanding that business. There's so many things in between. The most important part is that you're going to be working with a guy who's looking out for you, treating you like a friend, not like a number, like all the other mortgage companies would. So be sure to go to the website and get peace of mind right there at your fingertips by going to ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
It was a mere so many years ago. I just separated my piles by accident. But it was on this day that this guy right here.
Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson.
Yeah. 28 years ago, 1997, Mike Tyson banned from the boxing ring. Boxing ring ban. Fined how much money for biting Evander Holyfield Jr.?
That was such a big deal when that whole thing
I
went
can't
down.
believe it was 28 years ago already.
I don't remember the fine from last year,
Give
but
it a guess.
I'm going to say $1 million.
Okay.
$1 million.
1.5 mil.
1.5 million. That's both very good guesses, but it was 3 million buckaroos.
Damn.
That was one of those things that there were things that came out on the internet that were memes before there were memes. And I remember seeing like roughly
JPEGs.
photoshopped pictures of Tyson Foods, like the Tyson Foods brand, and it was chunks of ear on the box.
Well, then eventually, after the apology, he came out with some sort of like CBD or THC product that was...
It's been big on that.
I think it was
Ear-shaped.
gummy ears.
Yeah, he's big in the marijuana world.
So 3 million 28 years ago. Now let's go to 2025 and raise it a lot more. How about $200 million raised for charity at the Black Sabbath Ozzy Osbourne farewell concert? Thought that was going to continue, but oops. Not only was the Back to the Beginning concert featuring the final performance of Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne an overwhelming success, it raised nearly $200 million. Concert, posted a graphic on Instagram, reported that more than $190 million will be donated to houses and hospitals for children. Money's going to be split between Cure Parkinson's, Birmingham Children's Hospital, and Acorn Children's Hospice, as detailed by the BBC. Also reported that more than 5 million people tuned in to the paid live stream.
That's a lot of money raised. Good for them.
And I don't know if it's going to be anywhere near this much. And if either of you could help me out and pull up the eBay
All right.
for Fire Festival.
I'm on eBay. Fire Festival. I got it. Okay.
It can be yours. Billy McFarlane served almost 4 years in prison when the original Fire Fest fell and burned. Dumpster Fire Fest in 2017. An attempt to get Fire Fest 2 going was also a huge bust. So he has claimed he had a deal to sell the brand and IP for 7 figures. That also fell through. So now he's auctioning it off on eBay.
Oh, wow. I mean, I see some Fire Festival thing on eBay. I see some stuff. Like, there's
People
still
are
a cheese
biting
sandwich.
No, not that one. It's the
I don't know.
actual Firefest IP.
The Firefest cheese sandwich in Australia, I'm going to question whether
That has
that's
to have mold
real or
on
not.
it, yeah.
Somebody's selling.
I've gone here. I've gone to most expensive first, and I've found the actual one. Currently,
It said 99 bids as of last night. What do we got now?
two more came in. It's at 101 bids. It's at $200,500.
Not bad.
Yeah, I mean,
what's the catch? Can you? You can have Firefest anywhere you want, or you have to do it at the island that doesn't know you're going to have it there.
No, you own the IP now. You own the name, the logo. You own the name
Guys.
Firefest. So if you want to throw a Firefest, you're allowed to. If you want to
go in
sell
on it.
Firefest merchandise,
I would buy it for $200,000. I would, but it's not going to end at $200,000 because
when does it end?
I could sell $200,000 worth of merch easy from Fire Festival IP. That would be easy.
are you going to go after all the people selling fake Fire Festival merch?
If I'm paying for the brand, yeah, I'm going to squash them. The sandwich, I'm not going.
Somebody's trying to sell it says claims to be an unused authentic Firefest wristband.
Oh, cool.
I didn't even know that they made the wristbands, but I guess they did. Or, I mean, unless you could fabricate something like this, I'm sure plenty of companies make these wristbands for $10,000 or best offer.
Too much.
Way too much, but down. How many people do we need to get in order to go in and own this Firefest?
Depends on which people were.
Like $2,000.
Yeah.
$2,000 each. We need about a
We
party
need
of
100.
40.
No, you need 100 at this point, but it's going to go higher, like I said, because it's just too easy to make that money back.
How about go tinier? Because
All right.
that's what happened to apparently Joe Jonas's nipples.
Okay.
That's the only nipple song available on the internet.
I'm
Joe
questioning
Jonas.
a lot of things, but what's going on with his nipples?
Joe Jonas wants to know how you feel about his nips. He shared a TikTok that
Neutral.
a fan approached him on the street, said that she and her friends were just talking about how tiny his nipples were.
Fine.
So please Google image.
Joe Jonas nipples.
In the video, he looks down at his chest, says, I think they're quite average-sized nipples. He added in the caption, mind you, I was feeling decently confident before this. According to a 2018 study in the Aesthetic Surgery Journal, all of us have a subscription, clearly.
This can't be real.
The average nipple size for guys is 26.6 millimeters.
That's fake. Come on.
No, they say they're too tiny. That is ridiculous. That makes me uncomfortable. 26.6 millimeters. So when we get back from this next break, let's go ahead and get a little tape measure and see if you guys are the average nip size.
Are we talking
millimeters
diameter here?
Yeah.
It's, including the areola. It's 1.05 inches.
I've never seen a guy with giant nipples.
Oh, I have. I also
Have
saw a
you?
guy bleeding from the nipples at a marathon I hosted.
Yeah, that happens. Yeah, Andy had that problem.
Andy did, but I didn't think it was real. I thought that was a TV show thing. The man was full bleeding from his nipples. It was wild.
I've never seen a guy, and if you've got some big old honking nipples and you're a guy, let us know. But I've never seen a guy with like really big nipples. Women
Big
seem
thick
to have
daddies.
They were massive. Women seem to have more difference across the spectrum in nipple size than men do.
Especially when the areola is, added into the mix. Yeah, you got the saucers.
That's fine. But we're talking about man nips.
Okay.
And when we come back, I guess we'll measure your nipples. Or we could just see actress Sydney Sweeney to wrap it all up. She is now going viral for pictures of her performing karaoke because the girl can't do anything without it going viral. She was invited, a young woman and her friends, to a bar to perform karaoke. She sang Sex on Fire, and everyone's losing their ever-loving minds.
Okay, I see. Well, it just looks like Sydney Sweeney.
Whoa, crazy time.
I just sang karaoke to Sex on Fire with Sydney Sweeney, this says. That's fun.
Speaking of nipples. 17th season premiere of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Series premiere of Plastic Surgery Rewind. That should be interesting. Also, series premiere of Ballard on Amazon and series premiere of Building the Band music competition hosted by Puff Daddy.
Uh-oh.
Now, this one will be AJ McLean of the Backstreet Boys. Oddly enough, today is the anniversary of when the rest of the Backstreet Boys got on TRL and said he was going to be in rehab.
Oh, man.
What a
AJ.
day. But he's clean and he's ready to make a new band. Chance the Rapper will be on Kimmel and You, Follow Your Dreams, and me on Instagram, at Sabrina Amber. Most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. My nipples are just completely normal size.
Measure 'em.
I'll have you know.
Measure 'em.
I don't need to measure. They're just normal. There's nothing
I'm
to
going
it.
to see if Frank has a ruler.
They're the size of a Sacagawea dollar, I hear.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't know what they're the size of.
And
but
your
I
nipple's
never,
a little long, kind of slopes over.
I don't think so. I mean, I don't have a complex about it. If you're trying to give me one, that's something else. But
I'm not trying to give you nothing.
I don't. I think I'm just normal. And I have I've met
What
guys.
color are they?
I think regular color.
Isn't there something like, is it your lip color matches your nipple color or your nail beds or something like that?
Is that true?
Chat, help me out here. I've heard it before.
Your lip color matches your nipple color?
areola color or something on your body matches your your nipple.
Does that add up for you?
I don't know. I need to figure out what color comparison because I don't remember. It's been a minute.
I'm saying your lips and your nipples. Do
You
they
wanna see?
match? No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you should be the one who knows. I'm just saying you should be the one who knows if they do or not.
I don't know.
I can't.
It's not good lighting in here.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. That's what we're going to do.
Send us your nips.
Please
Tips at
don't say that.
thenewsjunkie.com. Nips at thenewsjunkie.com.
No, that's not going to go through. That's not going to happen. Quick break. When we come back, we'll hear from you, and hopefully we'll weed through some of those photos and dispatches. Join us on the show at any time. Video or audio dispatches. Video, hopefully, over at thenewsjunkie.com. We got to talk about Superman. Oh, boy, it's the big trending story today. People are talking about Superman. And I'll tell you my problem with Superman and what this whole discussion is about, the controversy, super woke Superman, all explained. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a crash getting cleared up on the ramp from I-95 northbound to State Road 100. The off-ramp right lane is blocked there. The right turn lane is blocked on John Young Parkway northbound at Tap Vineland Road due to an accident. There's a crash reported on Champions Gate Boulevard near I-4 there. Construction continues on Apopka Vineland Road southbound at Hotel Plaza Boulevard. The right lane's blocked. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the traffic center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by the International Hot Rod Association.
The International Hot Rod Association Outline Drink Series is back. 5 events, 4 locations. 1 explosive season. Top fuel, funny cars, promos. You are in the stands. Get your tickets now at IHRA.com. It's IHRA.com.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassey's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
Sunnyside Electric.
Hello, I need a new electrical outlet.
We are learning about pickleball today.
Okay.
Isn't that a funny name?
What?
Hello? Your head looks like Fred Flintstone? My head looks like Fred Flintstone? Bro, what are you talking about? Chat, does my head look like Fred Flintstone? Flintstone yes or Flintstone no? Is he correct? Flintstone yes or Flintstone no? Sean, you can share Amazon Prime benefits with household members. You don't have to share an account either. If that's true, which I hope you're right, and I'm assuming that you are, I definitely want to take advantage of that. They don't, and I guess they probably don't have to be like, yeah.
How cool is that? Listen, you'll gain muscle.
Flintstone, yes? Yeah, but doesn't?
Real testosterone.
Take a good look. Fred Flintstone. Flintstone yes or Flintstone no? Yabba Dabba? Console Bob says Yabba Dabba. Is that a yes or a no? Let's see your feet.
That's a game changer. It really is.
I can't get them up on here. Can't do it.
Go to redmountainweightloss.com or hit pound 250 from your cell phone and say the keyword Red Mountain.
I don't think I have Fred Flintstone feet. Superman was an orphan. Superman is an immigrant. Shouldn't be a controversial statement, but here we are. That's why we're going to dive in. We're going to explain what's going on here with Superman. Is there going to be a backlash? Are people going to boycott Superman? I am boycotting Superman. I'll explain. Flintstone nah? I don't see Flintstone. I see that guy that had A Million Ways to Die in the West. I don't know that one. I don't look like Barney either. Ask Mr. Predicto. All right. Mr. Predicto, do I look like Fred Flintstone?
Definitely yes.
That wasn't the ideal answer. That wasn't what I was looking for. Two minutes and 30 seconds, and we're back live on the show, everybody. Seth MacFarlane. Oh, he did a Million Ways to Die in the West? I don't think I look like Seth MacFarlane. People have said that at periods of time, or they've said I look like that Australian comedian, Jim Jeffries, or like I get Ron Livingston, or I don't think I look like any of these people. I mean, I don't think I don't. I think I have slight resemblances. But yeah, Marlo with Ron Livingston. 2 minutes. No longer the news junkie now. It is the Fred Flintstone show. Could catch on. There was a guy in Los Angeles who used to do, he might still do it, the Jesus Christ show. Where he does a radio show, a syndicated radio show, where he pretends to be Jesus Christ the whole time. Seems like sacrilege, but it worked.
I'm so glad I did. Visit no time to wake up.
90 seconds. I look like Eminem? That's what I get all the time. You thought that I forgot about Dre. Say boobs? What? All right, here we go. We're coming back. Now joining radio show in progress. Yeah. Superman. Should we boycott it? Is Superman super woke? Let's go into it. Let's examine. We got all the clips. Here we go.
DefenseOutlet.com.
License number C10252 and C10803.
Looking to save some? Then contact Eustace Roofing. Right now they are offering 10% off new roof installations now until July 31st. Invest in your home's future and get a free estimate at eustaceroofing.com.
Discover the new Buick SUVs in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. From car accidents to personal injury cases, Mo has you covered. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free, new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND, G-R-A-N-D, GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Join the show. Send your dispatch now at thenewsjunkie.com. This
You who are podcasters or only catch pieces of the show, never forget two things. Never forget 9/11 and never forget that we have a podcast for free over at thenewsjunkie.com. Go subscribe, please. I'm boycotting Superman. I'm boycotting the new Superman movie. I made the decision
A
here.
lot of people like this one.
I don't care. Once I saw everything that was going on, all the drama,
too woke for you.
all the woke hubbub around this, I'm boycotting Superman. And why I'm personally boycotting Superman is because I've never cared about Superman in my life. I think that Superman is a dumb character. Okay. And I know people, to some people, it's sacrilege. I don't know how much of a hot take it is. Are the Superman movies ever big mega blockbusters? Superman never seemed to me on the level of a box office success of like a Batman. Superman always felt like a little bit less than.
What was the last one? I do not remember. I remember the show in which
there's been a bunch of shows
was portrayed.
Mm-hmm.
Was it?
Yeah.
It wasn't Supernatural. It was.
Well, they've had a lot of them over the years. Yeah, it's been like Dean Cain was Superman. They've had a lot of Supermans and a lot of like different Superman.
Smallwood. You know,
That's
young
the one I was
Superman.
thinking of.
Lois Lane or something. There was one with Lane in it or something. Clark and Lane. All these different shows have never hit with me. So I'm fine. I don't even care what the boycott's about. I join because I don't like Superman stuff. It doesn't ever seem cool to me. Superman seems like a guy who's going to show up in a pinch and I'm going to go, "Thank you, Superman. That was awesome." And Superman's going to go, "Everybody gets one." And then I'm going to say, well, that Superman sure is a great guy. And then I'm never going to watch anything that he does again. Like I'm not going to be into it. I don't like Christopher Nolan could do a dark version of Superman. I think his outfit is lame. I
don't know. It looks
way corny.
Hot.
You think Superman is a hot look? That stupid little curl he does with his hair on his forehead.
Not
like
all of them do it now.
All the Superman stuff is so cornball to me.
All the
not
superhero
cool
stuff
enough.
is cornball.
No, not. I don't think so. You think just by nature the superhero stuff is cornball? Like you think
Men with
Avengers
Speedo
stuff
and tights.
No, but that's the thing.
Cornball.
That's the thing. They don't have that, but Superman does.
Spider-Man does as well.
Spider-Man does
Green
as well.
Lantern does as well.
But Spider-Man doesn't have the cape, which I think is the lamest thing ever. Because Superman doesn't need a cape. There's no need for the cape to be in the mix. It's not aerodynamically useful at all.
You don't know that for sure.
I'm almost positive. He's flying and breaking all the laws of humanity and science. And I don't feel like the little fabric cape is serving him much of a purpose as he's flying around like that. Maybe I'm wrong. Superman nuts, let me know where I'm screwing this up. I've always found that him being like his biggest thing being kryptonite and like kryptonite shutting him down, it's kind of cornball. I just find the whole thing to be cornball. I like all of it is corny to me. So I've never been into the world of Superman. Maybe you have. Tell me why I've got it wrong. But some of you are going to be way put off because Superman is super woke.
Grab your pearls.
I'm seeing it. Hang on, let me see.
Somebody dispatched in and said it wasn't that woke.
Oh, well, what do they know? You see the graphics here on the screen, C-Line? What's that say?
Super woke.
Super woke.
Did you see who it's coming from?
It's got Superman carrying, I'm assuming, Lois Lane. I haven't seen the movie. I don't know if they changed it up. But it says, iconic hero movie to embrace pro-immigrant themes.
Fox News.
And this is from the 5 on Fox News. I think that's Kellyanne Conway, but I'm not 100% sure.
Perfect.
So they say Superman is super woke. Maybe it is. What evidence do we have? All right, what's the evidence? Do we have, okay, this is somebody saying Superman isn't an immigrant, he's an orphan.
Those aren't one or the other.
That's true. You could be an immigrant and an orphan at the same time. That's absolutely true. The fact that they could spend $300 million on a film and can't get this very basic concept correct really is something. Okay, here's Sean Gunn, who is talking about the new Superman movie and about how it's about an immigrant.
It is exactly what the movie is about, I think, that, like, we support our people, you know? We love our immigrants. Yes, Superman is an immigrant, and yes, the people...
That's a stretch.
...that we support in this country are immigrants, and if you don't like that, then you're not American. People who...
Right, so he said, if you don't like that, you're not American. Well, I have a lot of questions. Is Superman American?
Superman was from a different planet.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Superman's from whereverville, Krypton. I don't know where he's from. Wherever Superman's from.
Living in the States long enough that some would say that he is like a dreamer, maybe?
His biggest sin is that he works for the media, right? Like, isn't he a journalist, or is that Spider-Man? So what's Superman's day job? Is there a day job for Clark Kent?
No, I think he works for the newspaper.
That's what I thought. That's his biggest sin. He's a
Same
journalist.
newspaper as Spider-Man?
I don't know. One's a Daily Bugle, right? I'm sorry, comic book nerds.
Right, where does Superman work? He is a reporter for the Daily Planet and Metropolis.
Okay, he's a reporter for the Daily Planet.
Not a real place or a real newspaper.
Is Metropolis, it's supposed to be New York City, but is it like allegedly all this is happening in the United States of America? Because he said he's a U.S. citizen, I think. I don't want to get the quote wrong from the guy behind the movie. Let me go to the end of his quote.
He said he's an immigrant.
If you don't like that, then you're not American.
Okay, you're not American if you don't like that, but he's saying he's an immigrant, which I don't even know if you would use that properly. I would say that Superman is an interstellar visitor with potentially illegal status, but I don't know. There's so many things that are crossing wires here.
I mean,
Superman is a space invader.
What were the laws back then when he hit Earth? Because if he touched land, it might be a safe haven for him at that time.
I don't know. Do we have wet foot, dry foot for people from other like galaxies?
Space foot, Earth foot?
I didn't know this was a thing. I've got more for you on this in just a moment, but that was one of the people behind the film. And he was suggesting, this story said Sean Gunn, but I think this person got it wrong. I think they mean James Gunn. Because James Gunn's the guy in Hollywood who makes all these big movies.
Sean
like
is his cousin who has weird interviews.
But I could be wrong. See if Sean Gunn is
Sean Gunn is an actor. This is Sean Gunn.
Is that what this is? Is he related to James Gunn? And James Gunn's just putting him in the movies?
The parents.
You know what I mean?
Because siblings, James Gunn. Yeah, they're related.
Okay, all right. So this is Sean Gunn talking about the new Superman movie, which was done by James Gunn, the DC Universe director. And they're trying to make this into like a new woke thing now, which maybe there's another part I'm missing. I'm all ears. Here's somebody else, Nathan Fillion, who is involved in this. Let's see what he says.
Oh, James has said that Superman is an immigrant story, that it is political. MAGA today was getting a little upset that he called Superman an immigrant. I wanted to get your reaction.
Somebody needs a hug. It's just a movie, guys.
It's just a movie, guys, he says. You guys know, like, Metropolis doesn't exist, right? And there's no real Krypton, and I hate to say it, but I don't know. Superman is an immigrant, says James Gunn. Here's the 5 on Fox News. Let's see. Maybe you guys are with this. Maybe you're not. Tell me if I should boycott Superman on these grounds instead of just Superman as corny grounds.
And I went to the Yankees at Mets game yesterday at Citi Field. Go Yanks.
Go
and
Yanks.
You should see the people sitting for the national anthem for God Bless America.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I can't believe that we've come down to that.
Bunch of haters, huh?
I don't know. We don't go to the movie theater to be lectured to and to have somebody throw their ideology onto us. I wonder if it'll be successful.
You know what it says on his cape? MS-13.
Dude. I know the boomers kind of eat some of this stuff up, but
boomers are going to believe that.
Well, maybe there is like a lot of political stuff crammed into the movie, but I haven't seen any evidence of that at all.
Some stuff. It's just a movie.
The guy, well, that was somebody involved in the film that was saying he's an immigrant, which is like kind of like, I don't know, maybe he was prompted to do that. I don't know why, like he just injected that into it. Because I don't think that's true either. I don't think Superman is indicative from my perspective of an immigrant experience either. Superman's just a dude who looks like a human who's a
character,
who's an alien. Well, examining the fictional universe is what's going on here. And in the fictional universe, I don't know that is correct. I don't know that anybody would say like he's an immigrant, or that's worked into the story. Hold on. Here's what I know. All right, let me bring this up. This is the real deal here. Okay. This is one of the early reviews. I'm going to both sides this. All right. I'm not fence sitting. I'm telling you Superman is corny and I don't like Superman. You might. But this says terrible. Is this from the New York Times? The Daily Beast? The Daily Beast. Terrible news Superman is final nail in superhero cinema's coffin. Like they don't like this. This is probably for other reasons, I'm thinking. Let me see. Just as the seemingly indestructible Man of Steel is fatally weakened by kryptonite, so too is the once unbeatable superhero genre gravely threatened by audience fatigue. Tasked with reinventing the Warner Brothers DC movie brand with an all-new DC universe, director James Gunn strives to combat such lethargy with Superman, a rambunctious reboot of the Action Comics icon that tonally and narratively is the exact opposite of Zack Snyder's grim, dark predecessors. It's a big swing in a polar opposite direction, and one that turns out to be as big a whiff, resulting in the would-be franchise restarter that resembles a Saturday morning cartoon come to overstuffed helter-skelter life, they said. So, Superman's hero is no brooding Snyderian Christ figure. Rather, he's a sweet and sincere do-gooder who uses the word dude. Oh, no. Superman uses the word dude. Takes time out of fighting behemoths to save squirrels from harm. He likes animals, too. He likes the animals.
It's
and
the
believes
new
that
cat rule.
Believes that viewing everyone as beautiful is punk rock, says this particular review. The same goes for Gunn's film, which is set on an Earth overrun by metahumans, the most powerful of which is Superman, who at the outset crash lands in the Arctic after losing his first ever fight to an armored adversary known as the Hammer of Boravia, a country whose attempts to start war with neighboring Jarhampur was recently thwarted by Superman. A lot of
information in one movie.
So he's from, another planet entirely, and he crash lands in America, and his true enemy is Lex Luthor. They did not like this movie. Let me see how they wrap it up. It doesn't skimp on the high-flying action
Doesn't
to
he
a
have
fault.
a cute golden retriever that saves his life? Like,
Does he? I don't
remember
know.
we talked about it and we showed the scene?
Yeah, there was a dog in the trailer.
Is this that same movie?
I remember there being a dog in the trailer for this new Superman, so it must be. It says, with a chrome dome and cocky sneer, Hult makes for a faithful Luthor. However, with the other actors who are straining to be funny, it is a performance overwhelmed by the material's endless sound and fury. So they're not big fans.
Is Rachel Brosnahan, is she doing the Lois Lane?
I don't know. I don't know who the Lois Lane is in this. I know that they're saying it's woke and that it's the final coffin for superhero cinema. And there's a whole nother take on this. So let me bring this up. To be fair, this is finally back. Superman is finally back, says this review. Finally back to his goofy, heroic self in a sensational return to comic book magic. So either it's the next coming of Jesus, the heroic self in a sensational return that Showbiz 411 is suggesting, or it's the death knell for all comedy and, I guess maybe not comedy, comic book superhero type content. So that's what they're suggesting about this movie. My guess is, and Sealand, what's the Rotten Tomatoes on this? Hang on, I don't even know if They have that up for the movie already, right?
I'm sure they do. Plenty of people have seen it.
Yeah, Superman 2025. All right, let's see what the people are saying about this Superman movie. The reviewers say 85% with 170 reviews of the new Superman movie. So 85% fresh from the reviewers, and the audience says 96%.
Yeah, that's good for that's good for them.
That's pretty good,
it ain't
right?
That bad, huh?
Oh, and by the way, Sabrina, it says when Superman gets drawn into conflicts at home and abroad, his actions are questioned, giving tech billionaire Lex Luthor, is he like the Musk of this thing, the opportunity to get the Man of Steel out of the way for good. Will intrepid reporter Lois Lane and Superman's four-legged companion Krypto be able to help him before it's too late, they say? What do you think? You going to watch this or not? Let us know. Give us your take. Give us your feedback.
It's a plane. It's a controversy that has too many thick words in it.
Go check out the movie experience of the week over at the box office.
Theboxoffice.com.
There's somebody in the dispatches who saw it last night.
Who already saw it? They got a review for us?
Yeah.
All right, let's pop this up. Let's see what we got here from a dispatch reviewer. This is Hardcore.
No, Ryan.
Ryan.
There might be a new one. Hardcore.
Yeah. Hang on. I might have to refresh it because I'm not seeing the Ryan dispatch that you're talking about. I see the drunken mailman's nipples, which just wasn't at all necessary.
Average?
I don't know. You decide. There you go. I report, you decide. There you go.
That is some lengthy hairs around it. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, it's definitely hairy.
Hair.
I don't know why we needed this, but here it is regardless. I don't see the Jeremy dispatch.
It's Ryan. Ryan held that.
Ryan.
But he doesn't see the Steve dispatch.
I don't see any of these dispatches. How come you're seeing dispatches on?
You want me to just play it?
Superman.
Yeah, can you play it?
Yeah, I can play it.
Is it because I don't like Superman that they're not showing me the dispatches?
Who's they? It's your website.
It's the woke
Whoever's
police.
holding me back. Somebody's coming after me here.
All right, here's Ryan.
I got to see Superman last night in a preview, and the movie is definitely not woke. People were clapping in the stands, and there were characters in the movie that they didn't previously reveal. So it was a really good movie, and it's a lot more like the comic book, and it's better than any of the Snyder stuff.
Ooh.
And it's probably best Superman since Christopher Reeve.
Damn.
That's a hell of a what do you call it? Endorsement.
So he says it's not woke. He says Fox News is swinging at a pinata full of nothing here. It's not actually woke. And he says it's good. Maybe somebody else disagrees. Maybe somebody else is totally woke. It's about immigrants. Maybe. I don't know.
watch it yet, but I did see it on the news.
I want to see what people think about this. I stand by my Superman boycott on account of it's the corniest thing ever. It's way too corny for me. I can't do it, all right? But let's see what you think. We'll touch in with your thoughts here in just a moment. We got to get an update on the whole flooding story out of both Texas and New Mexico now, because that has shifted a little bit. We got to talk about the Twitter AI that is causing some issues. We'll see what's going on with that. We got a lot more on the way, and it's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
He is always on TikTok.
It is. Listen, I have shunned most of all of my other social. I am a TikTok guy.
The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
There's a couple accidents to look out for on the roadways this afternoon. The on-ramp's partially blocked from Michigan Street to I-4 eastbound. The right turn lane is blocked on John Young Parkway northbound near Tap Vineland Road there. There's a crash getting cleared up on the off-ramp from I-95 northbound to State Road 100. Move over and slow down if you see police activity or emergency vehicles on the roadways. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected when it matters most. Be prepared with Rapid Radio's walkie-talkies. With instant push-to-talk and LTE nationwide coverage, you can reach family and friends in any emergency. 100% private, no contracts, no hassle.
Stay safe. Order now at rapidradios.com.
He's bringing his comedy along with a few of Florida's up.
Hey!
Get to know them before they get famous. This night of fun will
Hey!
by Russell. And feature the Triple R pre-show in the lobby with Savannah, Jeff Howell, Desi Del Toro,
Hold on.
Amber Nova, and Ryan Holmes in a dunk tank. This Saturday, July 12th at the Mount Dora Music Hall. Sponsored by Mills Air and Discovery.
You guys, I screwed up.
At 6:30, shows at 8, and get your tickets at realradio.fm/comedy.
I screwed up and nobody called me out on it. I said I was going to play the throwback clip that addressed something we always talk about on the show, and I completely dropped the ball on it. We'll do it next.
Go to solarsource.com/monsters. That's solarsource.com/monsters for more information. They helped me tremendously. When Hurricane Milton came,
Courtney just said I saved the worm.
I was still able to broadcast.
What do I tell her? What do I?
Solar Source. They've been in business for 40 years. They've served
What?
60,000
Nerd.
And they're just a great company.
What else? What do I send?
Solarsource.com/monsters. You have a little bit of time. You can take advantage of that tax incentive. Do it now.
Bootsy says we don't listen a lot.
And call them now.
You guys got to keep me in check, man.
Tell them that Russ Rollins sent you. Solar Source is going to donate $50 from the Carla K Cancer Screening Fund, which is very close to my heart. Great people at Solar Source.
Yes, you're supposed to listen to the show.
Monsters. That's solarsource.com/monsters.
You guys have so many criticisms, all right? I want the criticisms to be about like, hey, Sean, you teased this and you didn't do it. That's a criticism of my broadcasting skills. I made a mistake. I got it ready now, but nobody called me on it.
As long as I live here, this will be my go-to place always.
Literally the best.
You look like a baked potato.
Friends for life coming in here. That felt like family from the beginning, and it made a rather daunting task very, very easy.
They really take the time to find out what you want or what you desire in a ring.
You have to come here.
Me?
There's no other option. The customer service, the time spent to do what I wanted and what her vision was, there's no other place to go.
You know you can go there, and you know that you can trust.
The value was extraordinary.
They genuinely care about their customers. It's not just
I
about
don't know what that's supposed to mean.
International Diving Center.
And I don't dare ask Mr. Predicto. Hey, again, Godspeed to those of you on Twitch who are going to get these 3 divot stickers. Those are the final ones, and then I got to remove it. That'll be it. No more divot stickers ever again.
I'm Dr. Damon Tanton.
Very rare.
Viome's full body intelligence test is the new science in anti-aging and life extension.
We just assumed it was coming up next. Nice. Long-time listener, first-time Twitcher. Anyway, have a great Wednesday. Genghis, hi, how are you? Everybody on Twitch say hi to Genghis. Welcome Genghis in.
Next, Viome Dr.
Always love new people coming on board, whether you're on YouTube or Twitch.
Their job is to slow down and help reverse
Or
the
Facebook.
your body is aging. And your Viome microbiome test reveals why you have stomach issues. Don't sleep well.
All right, we're coming back in 3 minutes.
Even why you can't lose weight and
3
Viome
minutos.
improves your body to live longer, live healthier, and look younger.
So, quick note, there was a walkthrough at the venue for the roast, the Halloween roast. It was a walkthrough today. And I think now we got to sign some paperwork, get everything finalized, and very, very soon we'll be able to get that going and get the tickets on sale. All right, I think we've rescued it. Is Barb still with us on YouTube? I don't know. Barb, are you out there? Barb? Barb? 2 minutes. We need more Secret Show gift subs, or at least I do. Zephys, starting tomorrow, the gifts program launches on the News Junkie, where when you gift Secret Shows or when you subscribe, you can claim your gift, and there will be all sorts of options. I'll always keep up the random magnet, but there's going to be all sorts of other stuff that you can claim. So if you gift 5 subs, you can kind of look and see what's there. I got some awesome exclusive merch coming up. All right, we're coming back, folks. Let's do this together. Come on. Come on. All right, let me make this right. I got this clip to play.
Plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it
so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey there, history fans.
iHeartRadio brings you a brand new history podcast.
It's called American History Hotline,
where you ask the question,
what is political technology?
Did George Washington really cut down a cherry tree?
Were JFK and Marilyn Monroe having an affair?
And American History Hotline gets to the bottom of it.
I'm so glad you asked me this question.
This is such a ridiculous story that we tell ourselves because we don't want to know the real story.
Open your free iHeartRadio app. Search American History Hotline and listen now.
Reese Impact Windows are guaranteed for life and transferable when you sell. ReeseWindows.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND, G-R-A-N-D, GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Home of the world-famous Game of Magnets. This is the...
After the show, you can watch everything back live, video on demand. It's easy. If you look under the featured section of thenewsjunkie.com, you'll see all of the shows that have been done. You click on it, it'll bring you right to the YouTube video for that particular day. Some of you might want to do this. When you come home from work, you can watch the show and anything that you missed, even scrub through the commercials and whatnot. Check that out. Go to thenewsjunkie.com under the featured section.
You're missing out here, Sean. There's parties going on.
So many parties. Merry Christmas.
Parties, gifts, Christmas in July.
What the hell's going on?
You
drinking beers back at the studio? Why is that so small?
It's a coronita. It makes my hands feel giant.
What is happening?
He uses that for his D-pics.
If there is a Christmas party and they're giving away coronitas at it, I am standing in confusion right now.
I'm sitting in
Should we roll
joy.
Up the TV?
What brings this all together? Why is there a party today? Why is there coronitas being given out?
Here's a second question. Why not?
Yeah. I agree. I do agree. And we used to do Fridays around the office when I worked at another market where they would have like Fridays was drinking day. Mm-hmm. And they would like hand out coronitas.
They used to have that in this building, but it was like Wednesdays.
I think we had some Tuesdays and Thursdays as well.
Why isn't anybody doing that anymore?
You can do it.
Changed?
Christmas in July, I got to say, this year seems to be on the up and up.
Does it?
I'm seeing a lot of let's do Christmas right now, and I'm not against it.
I'm never against that. I love Christmas vibes. I think that's cool.
Everyone
I'm
seems
all about
happy.
I drove by a house the other day because I was taking a back road to get around back to where I needed to go. Mm-hmm. And I went, is this early or did they never remove it? But somebody had their 12-foot skeleton out.
Oh, really?
And I thought, this
Were
might...
you thinking I could put my skeleton out there? Celine's got a big giant Mongo skeleton. I could put it up 24 hours a day.
I thought like, oh no, the skeleton's up. Ashley's going to want to put the skeleton up soon, now that 4th of July is over. And then I went, wait a second. When did we start that last year? We started it in August or September.
Uh-huh.
And this person may just have had it up all year.
Oh, all year long. I know exactly what place you're talking about.
But it wasn't even it wasn't even like dressed up.
I think we're in between because they've dressed it up every single time.
People love those two holidays more than anything else. Halloween and Christmas are the two holidays that everybody holds so close. And imagine this. People want to feel good.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. The average person wants to feel good. They don't care about all this dumb stuff going on in the world. They want to watch Love Island and have Taco Tuesday and drink some delicious drinks and eat some delicious food, and they want to enjoy their lives. And I support that. Enjoy your life. Don't let the bastards get you down. Because there's a lot of bastards out there.
Guys, download the app.
What app?
Love Island.
I have not. No.
No,
You
no,
have,
I
haven't
no.
you?
Yeah,
I
you
did
told
it
us yesterday you downloaded the app.
No, I refused to. And then I watched the new episode.
Oh, okay.
And I went and downloaded the app. And
Yeah.
I voted.
You did vote.
Oh,
You
I-
voted.
Oh, I voted.
America gets to vote on this show, folks.
We're
And
dumping
now
those lovebirds.
I'm interested to see when the new Bachelor in Paradise comes out if people will go like, "Ugh,"
It
turn
already
my
came
nose
out.
up at that.
It already
It-
came out, and I didn't get through all 5 minutes of it before I said, boring.
Yeah, it doesn't
Going
have the vibes. Well, we'll see what happens with it. I meant to play this earlier. In fact, I teased it, so let me play it off. Sorry for being unprofessional and not paying off the tease. Let me go back in time. I said Courtney found this historic clip that has been making the rounds, and it gives you insight on something that we deal with all the time on the show. That something is teachers having sex with students. All right? So teachers having sex with students, not many days go by where there's not at least one story like that. Do we get to all of them? No, because like it's that commonplace that you have a teacher sex with student story.
Here's a
But
crazy
this-
one. A recent one we didn't talk about because there's it happens quite often. One teacher in the area was a sub on the softball team years ago.
Oh, really?
Yep, I got from a fellow softball teammate. It was like, do you recognize this gal? And then I click the link, and it's like, teacher has sex with a 13-year-old student.
Oh, from your softball team you're talking about.
She was a sub.
Oh.
A fill-in. Thank
But
you
she
very
was
much.
she was a person that played on your
Yeah.
softball team.
And
at some
apparently
point.
She wasn't
could
an
hit home
official
runs.
fat pitch.
Mm-mm.
The fat pitches? She was non-official in the fat pitches world. Was it a male student, a young male student that she had sex with?
I believe so.
Oh my God, it's so common. It's so common. What's interesting is how different this has all become. Go with me, friends. Oh shoot, I didn't fire up the time machine. I got to do it. I'm sorry. I want to maintain
I'm
consistency.
strapped up, ready to go.
We're firing up the time machine. It takes a little too long, but it gets there eventually. Going back in time ain't easy, baby. It's problematic. Welcome, friends, to 1965. That's where we arrived right now. And this is how things used to be with like teachers being hot and stuff. They did this prank on young kids where they brought in their teachers and they were like, here's your teacher. And the teacher would be like a really hot guy or a really hot female teacher. And they videotaped how the kids reacted to it. And it's so strange thinking about how this went down, considering how it is nowadays. But here you go. Let me take you to the archival footage from 1965. Here we go.
I'd like to know whether girls would like to be in my class. Thank you, Mr. Williams.
So then they pretend like a principal or somebody comes in and they're like, Mr. Hot Teacher, we're going to need you. You got a phone call or something. And they leave the girls behind after showing them like this guy could be your teacher here. And the girls are like,
Oh, bear with me. Can you
my.
have patience just a second and let me answer this? I'll be right back.
And both of them are like, oh my. By the way, this is okay. It's okay. It's all right. For a student to be like, boy, my teacher sure is attractive. The problem, and I hate that I have to say this for anybody, the problem is when the adults say like, oh yeah, you're into me?
Let me know when you're 18, huh?
Well, not before that even. You know, like I'm going to take advantage of this. That's the problem. But this is just how this kind of used to be. Now they do it again with little boys, I think. They're losing it. Fixing their hair.
What's your name? Charles Berber. Hi, nice to meet you. Joe Paul. Nice to meet you. My name is Miss Darling, and I'm going to be a new teacher in social studies. Class good? Yes. So.
All right, okay. So now it's like a blonde woman, bombshell type on their desk. She's like, I'm going to be your new teacher in the class here, boys.
New teacher show is fair.
And then, of course, the principal comes in and goes, gotta get out of here.
Phone, Miss Darling. Would you follow me, please?
Oh, would you wait for me a couple of minutes? I'll be right back.
All right, boys, I'll be right back. And both the kids are,
Oh, they
kid's
audience is loving it.
flicking his tongue around and stuff. This little kid's like doing the old tongue flick thing.
You know who that is, right?
Who? This
It has to
guy?
be Harvey Weinstein.
Son of a bitch. This is what happened. This was the precursor for all of it right here.
Feel old now?
This is how it used to be. It was sweet. And then all of a sudden, these teachers were like, damn, the students are into us. Why not take advantage of this? And there you go. Somebody says, why is she sitting on the desk? Creepy. They're leaning into it. They were back in the day. They were like, what would you do if your she was
Oh,
also hot? making kind of a sexy voice.
Uh-huh.
That's right.
Be a new teacher.
I'm sorry. What was that? My headphones.
I said it right.
What would she say next?
Be a teacher.
Someone's getting some extra credit, boys.
All right, there. Take that, Sealant. She put
It's like
something out there
nothing.
for once. All right, let's get into the updates on the flooding. Oh, we'll do that before jury duty. We will. We'll do that before jury duty. We got to get into what's happening with the flooding in Texas. We also have this in jury duty, some big stuff. One, the famed gymnast, Mary Lou Retton, I think you guys might know that name, Mary Lou Retton, famed gymnast, got a DUI, and they got body cam footage of her DUI. We also got pretty crazy new info about what's happening next with Diddy and what happened this week with Diddy that a lot of people weren't expecting. So we'll talk about that as well in jury duty. It's all coming up next in the news, Junkie.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Fair Winds Credit Union.
A long-awaited update on Florida quarterback DJ Lagway's health. That'll be answered next week when he takes the stage for SEC Media Days. Florida State quarterback Tommy Castellanos is appealing the House NCAA settlement, objecting to the college football playoffs role in the case. And reigning NBA and Finals MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he'll be the cover athlete for this year's edition of the NBA 2K video game. I'm Scott Davidson.
Fair Winds Credit Union. Whether you need personal or business accounts to help you reach your goals, they've got you covered. Visit fairwinds.org to join their community of financial freedom seekers today. Financial freedom happens here. Federally insured by NCUA.
Energy drink. Join the iHeart Orlando Street Team for a special 7-Eleven Day complimentary sampling of Eye Candy Energy Drink this Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the 7-Eleven 12381 West Colonial Drive in Winter Garden. Eye Candy Energy Drink.
Sunnyside Plumbing.
Hey there, my sink is leaking water. I need help right now.
We're having a company-wide staring contest. Do you want to play?
But what about my sink?
Okay, me versus you.
No.
Ready, go.
No, I'm not playing. And you know what? I should have called Frank Gay.
Oh, I almost blinked.
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When it comes to plumbing problems, you want a helpful operator to guide you and an honest and reliable plumber to provide customized solutions for your home.
You know what's crazy? Quite crazy. Is we're going to talk in jury duty when we come back. Hang on, this is so loud.
Listen, if you have, low T, you can start for free now with Red Mountain Weight Loss for a limited time. We're going to
hang on.
How cool is that? Listen,
Achoo!
lose that and lose that dad bod with testosterone from
Achoo!
guys. Real testosterone is available only by prescription. So go to Red Mountain Weight Loss to get yours. If you feel sluggish, if you lose focus all the time,
Sorry.
you have trouble in the bedroom, you probably have low T.
Where was I? Oh, in jury duty, we're going to get into the court documents because apparently Click to Cancel just got the boot. Click to Cancel just got put out to pasture, which is your right to be able to easily cancel anything that you subscribe for. Now, places can make you jump through all the hoops again. Allegedly. I want to look at the actual court documents and see what was discussed. So we'll find out what's going to happen with all of us in subscription canceling in a moment. Thank you for your blessings. Very appreciated. Thank you for your blessings. I thought we were in the golden age. Me too.
I did too. I thought we were in the golden age, but here we are. This doesn't seem like the golden age if we can't cancel stuff with one click. And how do we feel? How do we feel about Mary Lou Retton? Do we know who Mary Lou Retton is? What are we dealing with here? Is that too old for a lot of you? When I say Mary Lou Retton, we're going to play her body cam footage for her arrest. Do we know who she is or no? Yes or no? Do we know who she is? 2 minutes. America's sweetheart? Yeah. I had a Mary Lou Retton leotard when I was a kid. Mary Lou Retton was a huge star in gymnastics, I believe. And when Americans were like rally round kind of mode, like everybody roots for America and the Olympics and stuff, Mary Lou Retton was one of those Michael Phelps type characters that everybody was rooting for. But apparently she's fallen on some hard times. And Mary Lou Retton is going to be featured in just a moment on the show in body cam arrest footage. That's not even the only body cam arrest footage before we get out of here. There's another one that's insane. You don't want to miss this. All right, here we go. We're coming back. Can't believe Courtney saved a worm. What kind of animal saves a worm? Worm yes or worm no? Chat, worm yes or worm no?
At over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens. And it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
You've got an app for your music, but what about your favorite morning show, sports team, or live local news and weather?
See things start to change.
Yep, there's an app for all that too. iHeartRadio. Download the #1 app for radio, the free iHeartRadio app.
Stay connected when it matters most. Be prepared with Rapid Radio's walkie-talkies. With instant push-to-talk and LTE nationwide coverage, you can reach family and friends in any emergency. 100% private, no contracts, no hassle.
Stay safe. Order now at rapidradios.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
Filling you in on the shocking details. Just try not to pass out. This is the...
Just a bit. I got something important for all of us, and I mean actually important in your life. We're going to talk about that in just a moment in Jury Duty. Real quick, an update on the Texas flash flooding and the horrific story about these Camp Mystic girls and everybody else who was either injured, displaced, killed, among the missing still. All these folks that you're feeling for today, or at least you should be if you're not completely overrun with brain rot like some people online. But the Associated Press says, as the search in Texas continued today, for more than, I've seen 160 plus, 170 plus. I don't know exactly which one. Man. Yeah, it's definitely, it's more than people anticipated. People believed to be missing days after a destructive wall of water killed over 100 people. The full extent of the catastrophe had yet to be revealed as officials warned that unaccounted victims could still be found amid the massive piles of debris that stretched for miles. They said, know this. This is the governor, Greg Abbott. He said, we will not stop until every missing person is accounted for. Know this also, there very likely could be more added to that list. So this is the fallout of this, that there's still a whole bunch, 160 plus people that are missing. Insane. Including like one dude who was 19. He survived and he's okay. Lee Romero Jr. is his name. but I guess his dad and his stepmom are still missing, and among the people that they haven't found here.
Now it's still flooded. Like it's the search and or recovery is becoming.
It's still bad.
It's still difficult to do, right?
It's still pretty bad, and there was some more weather going through some of these areas and New Mexico as well, which I'll get to in a moment. But like this poor dude, Texas flood survivor turns 19 as the search continues for his dad, stepmom, and brother, 2 years old. What? He said, I thought I was going to die. I'm glad I'm safe, but it hurts not knowing that I don't know anything about where my family is right now. This young dude, he's a kid. His whole family is missing, man. That sucks. Kerrville, Texas, July 4th is when he was swept away from the home. He's turning 19. Turns 19 today. It's his damn birthday. It's his birthday right now. And he's got to deal with his dad, stepmom, and 2-year-old brother still being missing out there. So, yeah, there's more. And then the floods hit New Mexico. I think I got a video of this, of the New Mexico situation. This was starting to go viral. Let's see here. Let's watch this together. You can watch this on YouTube or twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. All right. It's just a river completely washing out. I'm going to mute it just in case they curse.
Yeah.
And I think a house just starts rolling down the river momentarily here. It's just a raging river. You don't want to be anywhere near this. The house that they're filming from appears to be a bit higher up. So maybe they're
I would
doing
still be
okay.
terrified to be in that house.
Yes,
Oh, here it is.
Oh my God.
A house.
Holy.
That's insane.
Right? Like, that shows you the power of this. See you later. The house is just plowing down trees and just cruising by these people. That's the kind of devastation that they're still dealing with.
Meanwhile, the house they're filming this from still has working market lights. That's
beautiful, right? They're in a fantastic place. That was New Mexico that we just watched there. So more of this continues. All right, now it's time to dive into the world of jury duty. So here we go as I get all ready. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention. Before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass, you're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only, Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. We have a lot of stuff that I promised. I promised this Mary Lou Retton body cam video. I got that. Also, an update on what happened in the Diddy case. But here's what's really grinding my gears right now. This is from a legit source, journalism website called Neiman Lab. Let's take a peek at this together. What the hell happened here, man? It says, goodbye, click to cancel. The court has struck down the FTC rule that was going to go into effect in about a week, which would have made it a responsibility for every site that allows you to sign up for something to have a one-click to cancel subscription cancellation.
Why would they strike that down?
That's an excellent question. Let's go to the court docs because this is the actual court documentation. It was a company called Custom Alarm, and they went against the FTC, and they were suing about this rule that was going to make things a lot easier to cancel your subscription. So usually when this went through, at least it was going to make it so your website had to have an easy way for people who were subscribed to just click cancel and unsubscribe. Here's what it says in Per Curiam. Many American consumers have found themselves unwittingly enrolled in recurring subscription plans, continuing to pay for unwanted products or services because they neglected to cancel their subscriptions. These so-called negative option programs take various forms, but generally share the key feature of a term or condition, allowing sellers to interpret a customer's silence or failure to take any affirmative action as an acceptance of an offer. Given the proliferation of negative option plans across economic sectors, the FTC set out to modernize its original negative option rule, which covered only one form of negative option plan. And this went into misrepresenting material facts and requiring disclosure of material terms, yada, 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 right? They give the whole background of the story. I want to see what the actual judgment is because they found that these websites and these outlets did not need to make an effort to make it as easy as possible. One click for people to cancel these subscriptions. Hang on, I'm going through the meat of the lawsuit right now. The commission issued the final rule 3-2 by 3-2 vote on November 15th, 2024, imposing new requirements related to any form of negative option program in any media. First, the rule bars sellers from misrepresenting any material fact, including but not limited to cost, negative option feature terms, and other information about underlying goods or services. That means when you subscribe, they have to give you all of the details and make it clear what's going on.
Sure. What,
they
show me
filed
the
a
board of the
challenge.
FTC that was part of this, and show me how frustrated they're going to be when they can't cancel whatever subscription they have.
I mean, it is crazy. There's a lot of stuff that's happening where courts are overruling stuff, but courts are for challenging things. This group challenged it, and now I just want to get to the actual verdict because this is a big, long PDF. Give me a moment here as I scroll to the very end of this.
So many words, so much jargon.
A lot of legalese.
It says, remedy. Section 18 of the FTC Act directs that reviewing courts shall hold unlawful and set aside the rule if it finds the agency action to be without observance of procedure required by law. While we certainly do not endorse the use of unfair and deceptive practices in negative option marketing, the procedural deficiencies of the commission's rulemaking process are fatal here. They're saying the FTC's ruling, the way they handled this, the procedural way they handled this, is fatal here. The rule does contain a severability provision, which keeps the remaining provisions in effect. Given the breadth of the rule's coverage, the party-specific vacatur requested by the commission is not feasible. Accordingly, we grant the petitions for review and vacate the rule. So that's it. Goodbye to click to cancel. The court has struck down that FTC ruling that would go into effect on the 14th and require businesses to make it as easy. Here's the important thing. Make it as easy to cancel subscriptions as it is to sign up for them. So your gym that wants you to come and cancel in person can do that.
Can you do something more relatable?
Your
streaming service
that you signed up for online very easily can make you call a toll-free number to cancel the very same service instead of just being able to, which is just a better experience for everybody. Anything you should sign up for, you should be able to log into your account, click cancel easily. It shouldn't even be like jumping through hoops to do it. It should be easy for everybody involved.
The rule is set to go into effect on Monday, but a court of appeals for the 8th Circuit said that the FTC made a procedural error by failing to come up with a preliminary regulatory analysis. This analysis is required for rules whose annual impact on the U.S. economy is more than $100 million. So somebody in the fine print said, wait a second, this is going to have a more than $100 million impact on the economy because so many people it'll make it easier for them to cancel their stuff. So there was an analysis that you didn't do. There were reviews that you didn't make, and because of that, you should cancel the rule.
Yep. Yeah. Like they just screwed up in their process. They could go back to the drawing board and
do the analysis.
Do the analysis like they're supposed to, but they haven't done that. We're going to get into some body cam footage when we come back. One of Mary Lou Retton, America's sweetheart. What happened to her? She's in big trouble. We'll get to the Diddy update, and I've got more body cam footage that needs to be discussed as well. One of a situation in Georgia that is unbelievable, and it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
The Real Radio Summer of Laughs continues with Night 2 of the Mount Dura Summer Night Series with Ryan Holmes from the Monsters in the Morning, July 12th. Details at realradio.fm/comedy.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Keep an eye out for a car stopped on the shoulder on the Turnpike northbound. Before that I-4 exit there's a crash reported on Sand Lake Road eastbound at Universal Boulevard. The right lane's blocked there. Emergency crews are clearing up that accident on John Young Parkway northbound at Tap Vineland Road. It's affecting the right turn lane. There's no serious accidents really affecting your ride on the major roadways at the moment, but if you do see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected when it matters most. Be prepared with Rapid Radio's walkie-talkies. With instant push-to-talk and LTE nationwide coverage, you can reach family and friends in any emergency. 100% private, no contracts, no hassle.
Stay safe. Order now at rapidradios.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Right now, you may be running a little late, or feeling stressed, or overwhelmed, and you may be going a bit over the speed limit. So to help you relax, exhale. Ease up on the gas. You'll get there when you get there.
Celebrate freedom from those old single-pane windows and that shabby front door with the beautiful designs from Renewal by Anderson. Why? Energy efficiency. It's good to know that Renewal by Anderson's acclaimed windows and doors offer excellent insulation, reducing energy loss and helping to lower your utility bills while maintaining a comfortable indoor temperature year-round, especially during these dark days of summer. Here's what Winston had to say. Renewal by Anderson did an excellent job, excellent customer service, excellent attention to detail, excellent follow-up. I highly recommend Renewal by Anderson for all your door and window needs. And right now is a great time to get started. Buy 4 windows or doors and get the first free. Plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 18 months. Call Renewal by Anderson today for your free design consultation. It's simple. Dial pound 250 for your cell phone. That's pound 250 say the keyword best windows and be connected in seconds. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from our media. Official partner of Tampa Bay Buccaneers, license number CGC 1527613.
Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. Oh no, my mic was on. I'm not on here, am I? It would be hilarious if you were. It would be. I'm not, thank God. You guys didn't hear that, okay? I don't want to take away from the idea that I'm a perfect broadcaster in every way, except for missing the T's earlier. We heard? You didn't hear shit. Watch your mouth. All right, we got 2, not 1, but 2. Not 1, but 2 body cam situations coming up next. Hello? How is it out there? Hot. You were out there for a while. You're sweating. Doesn't happen to me when I go out there. Oh, why is there such a line? Is that your tan?
It's my tan and it's just road dirt.
Road dirt? What, were you barefoot?
No.
How did you get road dirt on your feet?
It's going so fast.
No, I don't think that's what it was.
I'm not walking in the grass.
I'm telling you, when it started pouring, when I was walking the other day, and I ran, and I only ran like down that one full road, I realized like there's a limit to this. Like when I was running, I was like,
you could do a mile in like 7 minutes.
I still think I can do a mile in 7 minutes. Not now. If I get like a year, and I get to train, I think I can break 7 minutes. But
I think you're too old.
No, I'm not too old.
I'm too old.
I guarantee you I could beat 7 minutes. I'm not trying to do a 4-minute mile. If I made it my goal, I think I could do it. But I had to stop.
I asked if you wanted to run yesterday.
I was like stopping like, whoa, whoa. It was bad. I'm going for a walk after the show. Maybe not. I don't know. All right. Be safe.
Okay, bye-bye.
Love ya. See you later. Bye. Bye. See ya later. Bye. We're coming back live on the show in 30 seconds. That's 3-0. Wait, 3-0.
For banking. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bonus. 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 That's bonus. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
Join in on the chaos. We eagerly await your dispatch. This
On the face of the earth, I'm making my communication as clear and precise as possible, and the most misquoted man on the face of the earth. I swear to you. Courtney comes in during the break, and she's talking, and I said, you know, we went for a walk yesterday, and she, in like the middle of the walk, she's like, I've already gone for my run today, so I think it's going to rain. I'm going to take the lady back to the house. And I said, okay, all right, fine. But I wanted to get some exercise in, so I was like, I think I'm gonna try to beat the rain here. And maybe 2 minutes after she ditched off and went back home with Lady and got out of the rain, it starts pouring. So I said, I haven't done this in a long time, but I'm about to do this thing they call running. Ooh. I'm going to give this whole running thing a shot.
This was during the show.
No, of course not. This is we went walking after the show, and there's a big storm rolling through. And as I'm sitting out there, it starts pouring, and I go, all right, here we go. And I go one full side of the park at a full run. I'm fully running. And I turn the corner, and I go another, I don't know, I want to say like maybe altogether, I probably went a quarter of a mile running full clip. I'm blazing, you know, in the rain, in the pouring down rain. And then my body stopped me. I realized like, I can't do this endlessly. There's a point where I hit the brakes and I have to slow down. I'm still in the rain. It's still pouring down on me. Like, okay, all right, okay. And then I start running again. I get to the pool area in the neighborhood, and I'm able to duck under and hide. And Courtney is like, I'll come and pick you up. And I was like, I don't need to be picked up. But she picks me up anyways because she was trying to be nice. And I said to her, it made me think when I was doing this, I've been watching some of the YouTuber Ryan Trahan, who's a big runner. And I said, it's not too late for me, I don't think. I said, running seems like a good thing. I think I'd like to be into this more. And I said, I think I might be able to. And here's how I said it in my way of communicating. I'll say it exactly how I said it. I said, if given the opportunity, I may be able to, if I trained for a very extended period of time, hit a goal of doing a mile right under 7 minutes, a sub 7 minute mile. I said, I don't think that's crazy. I think if I spent like a year and I kept trying to get better and better and better and better to try to finally see if at 44 years old, I could put in some.
You said give it a year, so 45 years old.
45 years old, right? But I would be in better shape at that point in time. I said, I think I could do, I could just barely break a 7 minute mile. Now, mind you, I'm not trying to go bananas here. I'm not saying I could do a 4 minute mile. That's crazy town.
Okay. So, I mean, if you don't mind, you said 7 minutes?
7 minute. I said, I think I could do a 7 minute mile.
Okay.
Right?
So the average time to run a mile varies, but non-competitive. What do you consider yourself? Non-competitive, beginner, intermediate, elite, world record?
Well, in the world of running, I'm non-competitive. Okay. Yeah, I'm non-competitive.
What about the world of radio?
9 to 10 minutes.
Nobody's better than me in the world of radio. That's how good I am.
Non-competitive runners, 9 to 10 minutes. This can range from 12 to 15 minutes for beginners.
So, but if we go 9 to 10 minutes, that means I only need to shave 2 minutes off 1 mile, and I could hit my goal that I would give like a year time to do. I think that's not crazy. Everybody's like, Sean, you can't run a 7-minute mile. Like the whole chat just exploded with people. That ain't never going to happen. Sean does a 7-minute mile over 3 segments with 30-minute breaks running. No, I'm doing it all in one clip. And I'm not even saying I'm doing it. I'm saying I feel like I could, as an ultimate goal in the span of a year, get myself possibly in premier shape and break a 7-minute mile. Not a 4-minute mile or a 5-minute mile, which I'm probably too old to do.
You could live it.
I think I could do that. I think that I would be able to do that.
Good news, bad news here from somebody who is experienced.
All right.
It says, running has kept me sane the last 20 years, and the endorphins let me sleep so much better. So it's very good for you, right?
True. I've heard that, yeah.
But a 7-minute mile is very unrealistic.
Why?
Because I think professionals run a 7-minute
mile. No, they don't. Professionals run a 4 or 5-minute mile.
Elite marathon runners are 4 to 5. So you're saying you're just going to be 2 minutes over that.
Let me couch this even more so than I have. No, but this is so couched. I'm saying if I spent 1 year of time getting myself in the most optimal shape that I could run 1 mile and do it in less than 7 minutes.
Well, let's mark the calendar. I'm not saying you can't, man. But 7 minutes is a fast mile.
But I'm not. You're saying like professionals do clock this. I'm saying
up what's on the internet.
No, I'm saying 1 mile, not a marathon, and I can like average or like.
I'm talking about 1 mile.
I'm saying only running 1 mile, I could bust the 7-minute mark. I believe that I could do that. But this would be a feat. Like it would have to be a really impressive undertaking for me. But the reaction to everybody is what I'm saying is absolutely insane. Like
let it fuel your drive.
It will. I might do it. I'd be fine with that. Because I think I could pull that off. And I think if I said 4 minutes, I will never do it. I'm not the person who's going to be able to break a 4-minute mile. And only a handful of people have done it.
Do we think that this is worth headed, calling up the local high school and seeing if we could book the track?
I don't want
He's
the track.
He's not allowed 100 feet within that school.
No, yes, I am. I absolutely am. But I
goes there all the time.
I don't go to the school all the time. It's weird. I only want to run in the real world 1 measured mile.
I am going to hide and watch this in real life.
I think I could do it.
This is very new to me.
Like
running, Sean.
I think Courtney said we walk every day 2.5 miles. So about a third of that or so, if I just go full clip, I think I can just barely break 7 minutes.
You still wearing Converse?
No, I have running shoes. No. Yeah, like I go outside all the time and I walk and stuff, so I have like running shoes. I have
you were also walking with Converse for many years, were you not?
Yeah, but that's not what I do anymore. I haven't done that for years and years and years. Now I'm trying to like get minimal amounts of exercise each day, and I can walk. This is no big chest pounding thing.
I've got legs, Jenny.
If I wanted to walk 20 miles, I could do it. I wouldn't complain. I could walk 20 miles. I could absolutely do it and get it done. Running, I know, is a different beast. I know a lot of you runners out there will think I'm crazy. But I think if I spent and dedicated enough time, and look at me, baby, I've done stuff. I've dedicated my time to doing stuff. I'm a competitive guy, obviously. If I wanted to dedicate a year to just doing 1 mile, just under 7 minutes, I think the chat is the crazy people.
Well, let's do it.
Not me.
Let's follow up on this day next year. I'll mark my calendar.
Yeah, but do you know what the problem is?
Do you want to do this or no?
Nobody's going to believe me. Like, is there an app that I can use where somebody says, "Oh, that's you can't fake that"? Sean definitely did it.
There's plenty of them. Get an Apple Watch.
A whole bunch of apps. We could also just mark it like you can have 2 witnesses named Celine and Sabrina to see your 7-minute mile.
Mm-hmm.
You guys aren't going to want to come watch me run a mile.
Literally a stone throws away.
I'm going to mark the.
I'll definitely be watching you run.
I'm gonna, we'll do it in the neighborhood, and I'll mark the path.
Right.
And then I'm just gonna. It's not gonna be a circle. I'm gonna Michael Scott it. And you just once you've gone the mile, you have
Stuff
to
yourself with
find
Alfredo
yourself the way
pasta.
back. There you go.
I'm stuck. That's so good. Hey, some of you calm down. All right.
Stop reading the chat.
Yeah,
Let them get to you.
Some of these things are just out of pocket. You get bored halfway through filling up the gas tank. Yes, that's true, but that doesn't negate what I'm doing. And I will go further out. I would say that I think Sabrina and C-Lane could probably do the same if they really put their mind to it. If they really, really put their mind to it, they could probably do the same.
We're not involved in this.
And I'm gonna say hard disagree. I tried to get up to a jog crossing a street today, and I was like, no, not for me.
I'm not trying to rope you in. I don't want to rope you in. I'm simply trying to say I don't think I'm special here.
That's why I got that e-scooter.
C-Lane, you know how many pictures I took of you? Do you want to ride? And he's like, no, and headed out on his e-scooter. I'll send it to the group chat now.
I
gotta see this.
I found an e-scooter. Yeah, hell yeah.
Riding around in my automobile.
I found an e-scooter that was close to where I parked.
Hey, those zip.
And then
Vio's my favorite.
I downloaded the app, got to the front door of the place we went to this morning, and then parked it, ended the thing, and then when we left, I went, all right, guys, see you later. And I scooted it right back to my car, and just and then
so you're out.
Jack was already walking, and I was like, eat my dust, Yankee boy.
Like, I think Jack Bradshaw could do it too. Like, Jack Bradshaw's in good shape.
But
He's bikes and stuff.
Has been biking, has been in shape for the
I wouldn't be
entirety of us knowing
surprised
him.
if Jack Bradshaw could get close to it already. Like, right now, he could do that. I don't think 7 minutes is insanity for only 1 mile. That's what I'm trying to say here. But runners, let me know. All right? Let me know if you think I'm crazy on this. No, I will.
You're
absolutely.
not going to take their word for it.
Yes, I will. As you said earlier, I'll use it as fuel. Well, a lot of people who listen to this show who come with takes that are opposing mine also happen to be dumb and crazy. These people, I don't think, have the likelihood to be that way. I think that I am the one making a claim that for people who have heard me talk before seems outlandish. It's like a feat of strength of some sort. And it seems outlandish, but I think only going 1 mile, I think I could pull it off. I think I could do it, and I'm interested in trying. Okay, we're gonna work in what I said we were earlier. Let's go to Georgia first. This week in body cam action here. This was from Cobb County, where a father, I use that word very loosely, our father of the day.
What?
Damn it, man. Let's try it again. Our father of the day.
Father of the day.
There we go. Jaquan Dixon. A J apostrophe Q
Dixon.
UAWN. Jaquan Dixon went to, I guess, the mall with somebody else and left 2 little toddlers, little kids in the car.
Twins?
I don't know if they're twins or not, but it was real hot. This is how hot it was. 117 degrees in the eternal temp.
There's some well done babies.
That is not great.
And I heard kids crying.
Give me 1 moment.
They're little children.
Little children.
A little boy and a little girl.
Approximately how old?
They look like they're maybe like they're locked in the car. The little boy. Oh, honey, it's okay.
Oh, you hear them?
You're okay.
Are the cops pulling up?
Okay. The little girl looks maybe about a year, and the little boy looks maybe about 2.
Younger than Jackson, one of them, Ceiling.
They were crying pretty hard.
They were crying pretty hard, she said.
Break it.
Smash it, baby.
Thank God those people found them.
You want it, Franco? You got it. Hey, kitties.
I like how he comes in.
Yeah.
Hey, kitties. Hey, kitties. Look at this little duder back here. My God. It's like a little tiny kid back there. And they're hot in the back of this car. And that's what these people found. So they called 911. He's opening the door.
Hey! Oh, 4 entry to the car.
Good guy, Cobb, by the way.
Hey, buddy. It's okay. Hey.
He's pulling him out.
It's okay, baby. It's okay. Oh, you're hot.
Jesus, man. And they're fully clothed, too. Long sleeves.
He's got a long sleeve shirt on and pants. And the cop said straight up, like, they're fully clothed. And the cop's like, you're hot. Like, your body is, like,
oh my
radiating
God, those poor
heat.
babies.
And they just left him in to go into the Dick's or, you know, wherever they were at in this, like, little shopping mall.
Oh, they are.
Damn, man.
It's okay.
He was kind of panting.
Yeah, we got
panting.
See,
find some
question. Mm-hmm. That age, what do they say, 2 or 3 years old?
Yeah, like 1 or 2.
That's a water drinking age.
Yeah.
They can immediately give them water.
I think you got to wait about 6 to 8 months before water starts.
So Jackson's drinking water. Like
He'll crush some water.
And you are not leaving Jackson in hot cars.
No.
All right, you haven't made that mistake yet.
No,
it happens. I'll tell you it happens.
You left Dylan in a hot car?
I've admitted to this before. It was very short. Like you can forget if your baby is in the backseat of your car and your baby is sleeping. You can forget that the baby is back there. It's not hard. It's like all of a sudden you park and then you got something else distracting and you go and whoa! I go back to the car real quick. Dylan might have been in the hot car in the driveway for 40 seconds or something.
That's why I have to make sure an AirTag's on my baby. Because I'll get notification like, you left your backpack.
Mm-hmm.
Sabrina's backpack was left behind. So Sabrina's
they've made
baby was left
some
behind.
technology. Yeah, they've made some things like that they've used over the years. They're talking now about how long the dad was away, I think. All right, they got the kids.
It's okay, baby. And that was at 12:24 they entered?
And that was approximately about 12:24 when they entered the mall?
That was about an hour ago.
They had him on camera getting out. He left the car at 12:24. So
Jesus.
Two babies. Go
117
and rot in jail.
degrees. Yeah, inside the car, it's a 117 is the temp. And you got 2 babies, 1 2 years old, 1 year old inside the car. This is why you smash windows. And let them call you a Karen. Let them call you
Who's
whatever they
calling
want.
that person a Karen? That's a hero.
Probably most people wouldn't be, but there will be some mind your own business types. Let them call you whatever you want. If you're looking in the window and trying to see if somebody's kid that's left behind is being abused, it's worth it, man. It's worth it. They did the right thing here. This is absolutely the right thing to do. We got to take a quick break. Then we'll pay off the rest of these. Mary Lou Retton, her body cam footage, the update in the Diddy case. I've got other stuff too, but I don't know how much we'll be able to get to before the end of the show today. So we'll see where it all goes. Go on the journey with us. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call
On Sand Road eastbound, Universal Boulevard, on Florida's Turnpike, the right lane's partially blocked. Northbound before that I-4 exit there. There's a crash on John Young Parkway northbound at Tap Island Road. Cleared up. Construction continues on Apopka Island Road southbound at Hotel Plaza Boulevard. The right lane's blocked there. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477 from the traffic center in James, Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs.
Hang on, I'll get a good copy of this.
Online and on campus. Programs vary by campus.
Our iHeart Radio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, is back in Vegas Mall Arena, September 19th and 20th, streaming live only on Hulu. 15 artists, 2 nights, 1 stage. Get tickets now at AXS.com. Escape to poolside paradise at MGM Resorts in Las Vegas. Sip on a refreshing cocktail, lounge in a luxury cabana, earn on non-stop fun with MGM Rewards. Book a sizzling summer escape today. Visit MGMRewards.com for details. And we're back talking all things connectivity with Spectrum customers Kev and listeners to tell us how long you've been with Spectrum and how important is a reliable internet connection. We've been at Spectrum.
Come on, tiny cameraman.
Years ago. The first thing we did is...
Folks, how we feeling?
You did at least get Wi-Fi. Yes, we need that. We had Spectrum Wi-Fi before.
What do we think the punishment should be for a father who locks his kids inside a hot car like that. Goes inside the mall for almost an hour. What do we think? P-Haw says, I'm a little bummed out now. It happens. Then we recover. Sean could run a 3-minute mile if he left his kid in the car when he heard the sirens, just saying. Not untrue. I have faith in you, Sean. You can get that mile in 7 minutes. Make sure you stretch before and avoid another Achilles injury. True. Good call. Very good call. Send him to Alligator Auschwitz. Austin! Send him to Alligator Auschwitz. I will, today, after the show, attempt running a mile to get my before time. I will do it today. Okay? I will today attempt my first run at 1 mile, and I'll share with you on the show tomorrow how that went. I need a couple of things from you, though. If we have any runners in chat, are there any good apps I should use to track how fast I ran my mile? That like I can use to show people my time? What's the best app for that? That's my main question. What's the best app for that? My other thing would be, what do you guys think I'm going to run as a starting time for 1 mile? In the hot afternoon? Yes. 100%. It will be in the hot afternoon when I attempt this, and I'm just going to try to go 1 mile and see what my starting time is. You think it's going to be 14.5 minutes? 22 minutes? 14 minutes? Remember these. Remember these guesses. I use Runkeeper. Is that a good one? Runkeeper's good? I think you'll give up. 100% I will not give up. Biha, you think you know me, but you have no idea. I am a determined individual. I never give up. I'm a tough, tough man. I ain't no softy like you think I am. 3 minutes. 27.3 minutes. What the fuck, man? 27.3 minutes? Look, I know you're a pathological leftard, and you disagree with all sorts of right down the middle takes on all things political. But 27 minutes? I'm going to blow that out of the water. Runkeeper? Runkeeper? Okay, you guys are saying Runkeeper? All right, I'll do Runkeeper. As a matter of fact, let me get it now. What I imagine I just hit like start and then go, and then maybe it'll tell me when I'm at the right distance. Runkeeper. Runkeeper free. Oh, I don't have. There is no Runkeeper. Oh no, A6 Runkeeper. Is that what it is? A6 Runkeeper. Confirm that that's the right one. Oh, what the fuck?
Their job is to slow down and help reverse how fast your body is aging. And your Viome microbiome test reveals why you have stomach issues, don't sleep well, have low energy.
Why?
Lose weight and more. Viome reboots your body to live longer, live healthier, and look younger.
Viome is changing lives. Order your full.
Why does it want me to log in my Apple account right now?
Viome guarantees rapid, remarkable health improvements your doctor will notice. Visit Viome.com, promo code RUN.
Okay, I'll do that later.
VIOM.
Runkeeper is not going to get though.
Promo code RUN.
Some things can steal your sunshine.
Less than 2 minutes and we're back. What does it say that I'm having problems even downloading the app though? I've got to sign in with my Apple account information. I don't have it along with me. All right, everybody saying Runkeeper or Strava? Anything short of live streaming that run leaves too much to question. Well, you're just going to have to believe me or not believe me. I don't have a real big say in that either way. I'm going to be honest. If it's embarrassing, I'll tell you it's embarrassing and I'll post it. But I just want to know where I'm at and see if I can get to 7 minutes. All right, friend. We're coming back. It's not a great start. You're right, Angela. You're right.
Whether you have insurance or not, it's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 original stations waiting for you to explore right now, like iHeart Comedy. Clips from today's top comedians.
I didn't learn about countries in school. I learned about Tennessee. I learned about the states that touched us in case they attacked.
And the greatest of all time.
So don't even tell me how to get to Sesame Street. Who would want to live in a neighborhood like that? 6-foot pigeons walking around?
Try something different. iHeart Comedy.
Women are gatherers. We like to gather information about you, and then we hunt you.
Open the app and make iHeart Comedy a preset now.
We are professional grade at Orange Buick GMC. Online at orangebuickgmc.com.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bonus. 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 That's bonus. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos.
Make sure you don't start your run or finish your run at your house because you'll be sharing the GPS information. I know how parasocial people are out there. I'm not posting any of that info. I'm only posting the time. I'm posting the time, and we'll see how it goes. I'm going to give it a shot today. I'm going to give it a shot, see what my first benchmark is.
Rain or shine?
If I I'm going to go with whatever we have today to get a first time. I'll tell you on the show tomorrow, and I'll show you how I did for my first time, and then we'll see if I can within a year get to one run under 7 minutes for a mile.
Are you going to get yourself like a proper fitness watch or Apple Watch?
I'm going to use my phone. Everybody suggested that
that's going to weigh you down, man.
I'll put it in my back pocket or I'll put it in my short pocket. I'll be fine. Everybody's recommending Runkeeper, so I didn't
Runkeeper's a big one.
Although I tried to download it and I couldn't download it, and I was like, "This is not a great start." I can't even download the app.
Did you mean Uber Eats?
It was like, you need to put in your Apple password and stuff. And I said, I don't have all that right now. I can't do it. But all right, there we go. Let's see what we got here. Mary Lou Retton. Do you guys know Sabrina and Celia and the name Mary Lou Retton? You
I've heard
recognize
it a couple times today.
It's a teacher.
No. She's a Olympic medalist. Five-time Olympic medalist.
Yeah.
Mary Lou, let me bring her wiki up.
Gymnast.
Mary Lou Retton, a gymnast. And I guess they called her like America's sweetheart and stuff. She was, I compared it to like Michael Phelps, where there was an Olympics which she was in 1984. Of course, I was only 3 years old, so I do not remember this. But she won the gold medal in all around in the Olympics in gymnastics. She was a big star, big star. And she's from West Virginia. She's in some trouble these days, and her health isn't doing so great. But she got a bunch of medals in the Olympics. Very, very impressive stuff. She did something, I think, when she was hurt, and that was one of her most famous performances. She was an outspoken supporter of the Reagan administration, it says. All right. Okay. Endorsements, yada, yada, yada. Oh, she's been a bunch of acting stuff. She was born with hip dysplasia, which was made worse by her gymnast stuff. Yeah. Okay. So that's where we started. She was arrested in May of this year for a DUI, and they've just released some of the footage of her DUI body cam stuff.
Did she pull the whole "Do you know who I am"?
I think she did. I think she said, "I'm West Virginia's first daughter."
Oh,
like, I'm
she
America's
have
sweetheart.
The Olympic medals around her neck.
she didn't, that would have really probably just ended the whole conversation. They'd be like, okay, never mind. All right, we know who you are, and look what you've done. I think that ought to get you out of something. But here she is. This is the checkpoint stuff. This is the body cam footage. Oh,
You need oxygen first?
She's doing the test.
Okay, get some of your oxygen real quick.
Oh my God, she got like an oxygen thing in front of her? She does. She's got like the oxygen nose thing.
Oh, damn.
If you need to sit for a second or...
No.
Okay.
She looks raw.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yes, ma'am. Seriously. Miss Redden, do you have your driver's license on you anywhere?
No, I've got a passport.
I got a passport.
No, it's in Texas.
Yo, your driver's license in Texas?
Yeah.
But you just don't have it with you?
I don't have it.
She doesn't sound really drunk. If I'm going by just the vocalizations.
Tiny. Is she a very short
I think
woman?
she is. Yeah, I think like many of these gymnasts, like Simone Biles and stuff.
4'9".
Yeah. Oh God, she's tiny. She's a
This
little
lollipop
thing.
guild tiny.
How old is she, C-Lane?
She's 57 years old.
It's blurry footage, Sean, but I'm
I know.
hearing no teeth.
No. I mean, I saw some of the screenshots and stuff too. She looks way older than her 50s.
Yeah,
she looks much older than the years she is.
It's valid.
She says her driver's license is valid. She's got the oxygen on her.
Keep going until I tell you to stop. Count out loud for me.
9 seconds?
She's got to hold her foot
I
up
didn't
for
say
9 seconds.
I said till I stop.
Dude, please.
Come on, Mary Lou Retton.
Oh, my God.
Driver's license expired in 2015.
No, it's not.
Oh, she's fighting back with the dispatcher. Oh, her driver's license. This expired in 2014. Said, no, it's not. It didn't. She's fighting back and saying the guy's wrong.
My driver's license expired in 2015.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
We'll figure that out in a
Oh,
second.
boy.
Don't move your head, okay? Keep your head right there.
Yeah, look. Did you see that? She looks like tan mom levels of colored here.
Exactly what Snoop Frog just said.
Is it? Yeah, she looks.
She's been through some things.
It's tough because I don't want to say anything if she's got like a lot of health ailments because she's got oxygen and stuff on her. I don't want to make fun of her or anything if it's something that she can't avoid, but she looks pretty rough for her age.
Keep your head right there.
It's being real. They're following her eyes to see if she's drunk. She still sounds like she's
keep your head in the middle. Just follow with your eyes.
I am, she said.
Keep following.
I am.
Okay. Follow my finger.
Look, if he's making you go that far, he doesn't think you're passing the test. Making me feel like I'm, and then she stopped.
I see it.
I see
Okay.
it. I see
This is
it.
the test. You just keep following it.
I've never seen him go this long with the.
I see the finger.
follow the fingertip.
Oh, boy.
I see it.
Okay.
I don't know if she understands the test necessarily. I see it. I see it.
That's
I see
one
it.
finger. Next test. Thank
That's
you.
not how you got to follow it, and they're looking at your eyes. I think. Come on.
Heel to toe, okay? Keep your hands down your side.
5, 6, 7, 8.
And then she does a triple axel.
That would have been awesome. She just went for
Just
it.
a quick tuck.
She was doing the walk on the line thing a little bit too fast and just trying to like kind of get it
Okay.
done. Right?
Keep your hands down your side.
But nailing
5, 6,
It's like the
7,
beam.
8.
I can't tell really. It's very tough to see.
Without
She
shoes.
turned around. No shoes on.
Not exactly heel to toe.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't look too bad, though. Like, she didn't look just absolutely annihilated by any stretch of the imagination. At some point, she says, I'm West Virginia's first daughter, which
And
is
now you're
kind
Virginia's first daughter in jail.
of... Well, hold on. Is this... There's another clip here. Is this where she says that?
Come to your television set. Check this out. We've got newly released body camera footage of Olympic gymnast Mary Lou Retton and her arrest. This video courtesy of
this
Entertainment
sucks.
Tonight. Retton was arrested in May on a DUI charge in West Virginia, and this footage shows her in an apparently distressed state as she's trying to perform field sobriety testing.
It's not
At one
great.
point, the former 5-time Olympian seems to have some trouble breathing and has to get her oxygen, tying the tube to her nose while doing the test, and then she entered a no contest plea in court to a non-aggravated DUI charge.
Damn, I hope she's not too messed up. But, like, it being on oxygen in your 50s is usually an indicator that something's gone south.
Yeah, there's not much here besides in October 2023, Retton's daughter announced that her mother was critically ill with pneumonia. She did not have health insurance, reportedly, and turned to crowdfunding to raise money for medical expenses. Returned home a month later, or later that month, issued a statement saying, I'm with family, continuing to slowly recover, staying very positive. When the time is right, I'll be sharing more information about the health issues. The total sum collected as of January 2024 was just shy of $500,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy cow. I didn't they're saying that she would not take, Connor on YouTube says she would not take the breath test, so that's why they arrested her. She doesn't look drunk.
They don't recommend to take it, right, attorneys?
Oh, no, yeah. I think an attorney would tell you probably not to, especially if you've been drinking. In the Diddy update real quick, defense attorneys were asking for a quicker sentencing date for Diddy, and they didn't get it. They unexpectedly adjourned the procedure this morning. They had initially agreed to a September 22nd sentencing date for Diddy, and now they've moved that back to October 3rd. So October 3rd, he'll get his sentence.
But is he allowed to be out?
No, he will stay behind bars in the meantime. And here's what the AI says about what he's facing here. He's facing 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. They carry a maximum sentence of 10 years. He could face up to 20 years in prison if the sentences were served consecutively. However, federal sentencing guidelines suggest a shorter term. Prosecutors are seeking 4 to 5 years, and his defense team is advocating for 21 to 27 months, which is about 2 years. Combs has already served about 10 months since his arrest in September of 2024, which will be credited towards his sentence. So on October 3rd, they're going to find out how long he's going to be behind bars for. It could be time served. It could be another year.
I heard somebody saying you can get time and a half for that, for time served.
Can you? Maybe that's the case.
That would make it 15 months, and if he only does 20 to 22,
it seems like at the most he's going to serve like less than a year. It seems like if he gets anything, he may just be released then, which is so much better than he had expected. Although I'm sure he's angry at just serving any time at all. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll work in the final dispatches, stories that did make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Wednesday. That is all coming up next on the News Junkie.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s. Classic alternative.
Today, we are going to be expecting hot and humid temperatures. Plan for highs to be well into the low and middle 90s, a high of 94 degrees today in Orlando. But once we factor in the high humidity levels, it's going to feel a lot hotter than that, with feels like temperatures likely in the low 100s. We'll see about a 40% chance of some afternoon and evening showers and storms, higher chances of rain through the end of the week. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Truist. When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you are unstoppable. So start feeling like it today. Visit Truist.com/care. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC.
Hey fellas, Russ Rollins here. Man, I feel so much better now that I got my testosterone all under control thanks to Red Mountain Weight Loss. Listen, if you have, low T, you can start for free now with Red Mountain Weight Loss. For a limited time, they're going to waive the startup fee. How cool is that? Listen, you'll gain muscle, lose fat, and lose that dad bod with testosterone from Red Mountain Weight Loss. Guys, real testosterone is available only by prescription, so go to Red Mountain Weight Loss to get yours. If you feel sluggish, if you lose focus all the time, if you have trouble in the bedroom, you probably have low T. Truth is, men today have 20% less testosterone than their dads did. That's terrible. Listen, they can help you with that. Increase your testosterone, have more energy, build muscle mass, and you're going to sleep a whole lot better. It improves your mental focus, also improve your sex drive. That's a game changer. It really is. Save $200 for a limited time and start your testosterone therapy with no startup fee only at Red Mountain Weight Loss. Go to redmountainweightloss.com or hit pound 250 from your cell phone and say the keyword Red Mountain.
It's one thing to suffer from allergies as an adult, but it's really tough on kids. Running around with sniffles or stuffy nose during recess or practice. Not to mention, it's hard to concentrate in school when you're not feeling well. And then you feel bad because you forgot to give them their allergy meds before they left. All of that can be a thing of the...
Let's go, Mike Squad.
Folks, rate the show on the way out. Rate the show. 1 out of 10. Rate the show. Hello? Oh, hang on one second. Thank you for getting that.
It makes you feel any less bad about hitting your head. Your printer table was like a foot off the wall.
Was it?
Yeah.
I really walloped myself. Can you see it?
That's higher.
Is it? Thank you. Okay. Hang on.
For $300 and play for your share of $100,000 guaranteed. Don't miss the action.
I'm Dr. Damon Tanton for Viome. Viome's full body intelligence test is the new science in anti-aging. Life extensions, Viome analyzes biological age to see if your body is aging too rapidly. You'll learn how.
Queuing up today, I learned, friends.
Certain foods and supplements can get this, slow your aging, keep you looking young, and help prevent future health issues. Next, Viome doctors design supplements specifically to your body's needs.
It's not the right song.
Visit Viome.com, promo code THRIVE. That's VIOME.com, promo code THRIVE.
Rate the show out of 10. 9.8. 14-minute mile out of 10.
Vacation early. The legendary Cocoa Beach is your ultimate pre-cruise paradise. Just minutes from Port Canaveral. Stretch out on sandy shores, surf some waves, or kayak with dolphins before you set sail. Need a hotel? Cocoa Beach.
10 out of 10. Thank you.
Packages to get you to the ship on time. Why wait for the ship to start having fun?
Rate the show. Rate the show out of 10. Rate today's show out of 10.
July 16th at Daytona Beach and Orange City Racing and Car Clubs for $1,000 high-hand payouts every 20 minutes. That's right, 3K power hours from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Only at Daytona Beach and Orange City Poker.
I'm Dr. Damon Tanton for Viome. Viome's full body intelligence test is the new science.
That'll do.
Slow your aging, keep you
Queued up, ready to go.
future health issues.
Who's our chatter of the day?
Doctors design supplements specifically to
As I get ready.
Their job is to slow down and help reverse
Who's our chatter of the day?
and your
Huh?
microbiome test reveals why you have stomach issues, don't sleep well,
15 out of 10.
even why you can't lose weight and more.
The show is just okay. 10 all day.
Live healthier and look
We'll take it.
Viome is changing lives.
Who's our chatter of the day?
Intelligence test online can save
We're back to wrap it up in less than 2 minutes.
rapid, remarkable health improvements your optimal needs. Visit
I'm chatter of the day, whether you say it or not.
That's VIOME.com, promo code THRIVE.
I'll take it. Snoop Frog, congratulations. Snoop Frog. They said it couldn't be done, and here you are doing it, baby. Quite impressive. Congratulations. I'll tell you tomorrow on the show how my performance goes, okay? I'll tell you how good or bad I do. So far, I haven't even successfully downloaded the app, but we'll see where this goes. All right, here we go.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Start at Indeed.com/Devastating Texas floods have impacted countless residents. Families have lost their homes.
Easy. Just use Indeed. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
The devastating Texas floods have impacted countless residents. Families have lost their homes, communities, and lives have been shattered, and children are still missing. The need is urgent. The Community Foundation of the Texas Hill Country has launched the Kerr County Flood Relief Fund to support response, relief, and long-term recovery efforts. All donations will go directly to trusted local organizations to provide food, shelter, health care, and hope. Join us today and donate to the Kerr County Flood Relief Fund at communityfoundation.net.
Where common sense meets complete nonsense. This is the News Junkie.
And today we're going to wrap everything up for a Wednesday. Thank you for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. Are we that short on time right now? No.
They were girthy.
What the hell? We can't do it. We're down to it here at the very
What are you talking
end.
about running for 15 minutes?
Yeah, I know. I was having fun. I was enjoying myself. I was talking about something.
You know what's going to be fun, though? Me sneaking into that park and watching you do that first round.
And then I'm going to do it somewhere secret. I don't want to be seen. I don't. It's going to be bad enough
I have
already.
full camouflage.
I'll tell you how it goes, though, tomorrow on the show. We'll see how it goes for the first one. We got to get everything squeezed out of the way. We'll work in whatever we missed that's still relevant tomorrow. Right now, let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
Skip to the end. Today I learned this guy. Bruce Springsteen. That's right, Bruce Springsteen, a.k.a. Neil. That's what they call him, his closest friends. Bruce Springsteen has never had a solo #1 single in his entire career.
Not even born in the USA.
They're all E Street Band?
Bruce Frederick Joseph Springsteen, 1949, has released 21 studio albums over 6 decades. Most of his albums have the E Street Band, his backing band, since 1972. His solo #1s have been something he hasn't succeeded in. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place. Missed any of the show? Get the podcast over at thenewsjunkie.com.